I think Trace deserves the Oscar for that one.
That was some great acting.
Yeah, and
He's
credits
nailed that.
to, of course, the editorial team. I mean, editing team. I don't know, post-production. What do we call
I guess
them?
we're just
OAP?
Frank. Yeah,
Frank.
OAP.
Yeah, let's name drop him. Frank.
He's nailed it.
Definitely nailed it. And of course, Shane as well with some of the scripts. Been a lot of fun. We've got Astralis and Mouse, though, on your screens, and that's what we're going to be getting into this one. Strongly recommend American Psycho if you haven't seen it.
I'm doing this real ghetto, Alex. I'm playing this through my phone. I got some breaking news. Breaking news. You weren't expecting that, were you?
I
caught you off guard. Now, you know I was saying Mytho, he's going to be at the server. He's going to be there with Mousesports. It's the first time. It's his debut as a coach with the team. Can't be in the server today. He tweeted me. He must be watching. So, hi, Mytho. Sorry we hyped it up. Maybe you can, at the end of the map, you can send him some pointers or something. I don't know.
Okay, so it's a slower start into his coaching debut. But, I mean, let's not forget that Renegades were his previous team, and he's just said a big thank you to them. He coached them for 6 months, and they went practically undefeated in their region.
Yeah, and he was getting up at like 5 a.m. in the morning every day because of the whole time difference from Denmark to Australia. It's pretty ridiculous in that one right there. But we need to get stuck into this one because it could be a bit of a barn burner. We'll bring the veto up. We'll fly through that quite quickly. Overpass ban from Mouse. Mirage, a standard ban here from Astralis. Now, the picks, Mouse, they have opted to take it to Dust 2. And that's a curious one because last time these two teams faced, Astralis mopped the floor with them 16-3. Now, that was with Esatag on the server. We've got Zipex back, but he was no slouch just the other day.
Yeah.
He was looking hot to trot on Dust 2, and I saw a tweet from him saying Dust 2's feeling better. And now Astralis have gone for Nuke as the second. That makes a lot of sense right there, with Inferno going to be the third and final map. Now, maybe the reason that Inferno's been left into the end of this veto phase was due to the fact that last night Mousesports steamrolled big. But Nuke coming through as map number 2, Mouse don't mind that. They tend to pick it. And if I'm just going to look at the last results, it was a 19-17 scoreline on Nuke. That was the third and deciding map, I do believe, in that series I was referencing with the 16-3 on Dust 2. So we have the same 3 maps, just different orders.
Yeah, and my first question out of the gate is how many of us were favoring the underdog, the undermouse, if you will? It's Astralis, of course, coming into this one hot, the legendary 5 back in action upon Esatag's departure to Cloud9. And yeah, okay, so
Harry bloody Russell.
He's on a spree, so he's 21 now. His predictions have been, he's taken a gamble there. Against all odds, it would extend his lead by a dramatic margin if he picks it up, though. Fair play.
He's taken a massive risk today, and I don't hate it. You know, this is the thing, right? I was tossing it up a little bit. Now, if this is Astralis and Zipex had been with them all year, and Glaive had been with them all year, and they were continuing these results, I don't think that Mousesports would have had enough prep time just yet. Yeah. But it's all going to ride for me on Dust 2. Map number 1, what type of Counter-Strike are we going to get? We've got Tara, epics.gg cards here, and well, of course, we've gone with the cliche storyline. Karrigan and Glaive. Karrigan, the previous in-game leader of the core of this team. Glaive taking over from him. There's always going to be a little bit of a grudge there. Yeah,
and I don't think anyone can deny that in terms of leadership, both have their qualities. However, I cannot argue against Glaive being a firepower upgrade, and as he was and continues to be. Magisk is also flirting with some leadership as a second team, so, you know, do not take that with a pinch of salt. I know Glaive's leading some maps. We heard Dust 2.
He's still in-game leading.
Oh, memory, I did it.
Yeah, it works some days.
Some days
it
my
depends
brain
on how much coffee we drink.
Yeah, I've actually cracked into a cold brew here. This is my third of the day.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, you must have kept that in there. You forgot that was there.
Shut up.
Ah, that's a sleeper. That's like when you find $50 in your pocket.
Yeah, well, usually mine's been through the laundry, and it's covered in chewing gum and
it's clean.
lighters, but we're good. We're ready, and so are Astralis Mouse. That sound does mean we're heading into the server, folks. IEM Beijing, and we're sticking in the upper bracket. Astralis and Mousesports. Now, the way they got here, I know you're wondering, was a win versus Big Clan in their opening batch. Mousesports finishing that in 3. And a quick 2-0. Myself and Chad brought you the action versus Ents. Astralis picking that one up. We have our map pool, we have our teams, and we've got our commentators. We've got every ingredient we need to bring you the action. We start on Dust 2, so Glaive does have the leadership role here. And Mousesports, as we heard from Tessus himself, someone that's played them regularly, can report that Mousesports, you know, you never know quite what you're going to get.
Hot and cold.
Yeah, it's very individually driven. That's a good nade. Good grief. Oh, man. Double nade. Robson shot his leader in the back of the head with his investment. And that is ugly. Look at Device. He's locked him in.
It'll get worse, Alex.
Yeah, Chris J's forced him off. And Device, look at him playing the percentages, decides that's enough. I've achieved enough.
Rarely taking multiple fights as Device. Wait till he gets going with the AWP on a map like Dust 2. We've spoken about the woes for Mousesports with their AWPing prowess. Started with Karrigan, back to Chris J, and now we're not quite sure where that one lies. But look at this, pushing up middle. 4 members of Astralis are going to flank this one through.
Yeah, hey Zipex, do you mind keeping them busy for us?
Yeah, watch this. I'll smoke them off as well, boys. Take your time.
They are crossing, though.
There's no way you expect 4 players flanking long.
Look at this, like he just has to be Gandalf. He might even flash them.
They're not going to push this position.
Here they come. And Glaive reveals it. And now from Gandalf he appears.
Yikes.
This is a pain train. And it has absolutely no brakes. Beamer's trying to derail them with a plan. It would be something, but yeah, he's gone. Just a 4-kill Glaive round. No issues coming in from long. The rest of his teammates there for moral support. And that's an Astralis pistol that I'm sure Mousesports are going to be quick to want to forget. Look at the way this started. A stack nade into a team kill. That is disastrous.
Yeah, poor Ropsy boy right there. He's not started this one off in fashion. Now, I want everybody to remember the name, Rops. He's been an absolute monster, an absolute superstar for Mousesports this year. And we've seen a lot of clutches out of Frozen as well. BMAS starting to warm in with some entry prowess. And then Chris J and Carrigan, the veteran backbone. As a jump spot from Dupree gives him a nice bit of information. Throws forward a nade, and Carrigan, he takes a lick of damage from that one. Very standard round here from Astralis. They're spread out in the standard T2-3 for Dust 2. Lots of numbers there.
More than he bargained for in his peak there. That's a perfect find. Does get traded. Chris J not missing the second scout shot he takes, and that's the lethality locked in. Glaive's trying to smoke off doors, and it's not quite achieved everything he set out to. Chris can confirm that no one is pushed up, and Mouse trying to hit towards B here. The bomb's on its way. Magisk. He's got a grenade. Does he want to dunk it? It does mean the bomb carrier's low, and Glaive finding one elsewhere, but they're into the site. That's the bomb loose. Glaive has done exactly what he was needed. Rops is holding this window push. If Glaive overextends, he's not falling foul to that, though. And they've got so much util on device. If he could just molly that on the retake, deny a lot of the sweeps that they have to do on their flight pass. Device is getting further back to line up his util. He's got 2 flashes, Chad. I imagine they just push off this. So molly tons.
Loved it a little bit.
It doesn't go where it needs to, but the flashes should be good. That's 1 and 2 through the window position. Rops beats them up, and Bemis.
Oh, no.
Got 1. Glaive's fully unloaded his mag. It's all onto 1 man. Device to clutch. Rops so low. Needs to adjust. He doesn't have the spray. Rops. What a round that is from the Estonian. Robin cool, calm, and collects. First round on the board for Mousesports. And that's going to send Astralis. That's practically worse than losing the pistol.
That is a yikes from me, dog.
Look at Glaive, fully flashed as well. Did he catch his teammate's flash?
Yeah, he did. It's Device's utility that was a little bit average there. It wasn't set flashes. That was throwing that more on the fly. And if you see a set flash, normally you see a player get to a specific corner, they'll line it up with something, they'll have their crosshair ready, and they'll either just be standing, throw, or jumping. And there, well, the utility may have actually been the downfall. Rops to be the hero, and I'm glad I just spoke such wonderful things about him, because they've stolen one back, and now Astralis have no option but to invest in some deagles. They haven't gone for Kevlar, they haven't gone for head armor, they've gone for a couple of smoke grenades. And it's enough to do the double dip. So they could deagle this round and deagle the next. Ricochet spotted at least 1 on the cap position. Carrigan's definitely heard some footsteps, and Bimas has confirmed it with damage, so he's down to 54. 1 minute and 15 on the clock now as Mousesports continue to grab some map control. Up and over they go from the Xbox. Short is now in their hands. What are they going to do with it? Standard set piece from this short position in towards A would be nice. Get the smokes on bridge, Molotovs towards the site, and away you go. But it looks like they're going back towards mid to B.
Yeah, good catch from Rush there, just denying it long doors. No one's there. Chris's scout does continue to be present in middle. This time Dupree gets tagged up. Are they going for the mid to B? Oh, yes, they are. They know they've even landed a scout tag. Magis confirms his worst fears are becoming a reality. This is a mid to B against Deagles. It's Dupree and Magis, though, and their Deagles have connected. Oh, dear. Rob's trying to bail him out, swinging into the site, needs 1, and Dupree's Deagle has found 2 at the 29 health mark. That's a mess from Zipex. He'll get the assist. Dupree just lining him up, knocking him down. This was only supposed to be a bit of damage, and it's around Astralis. They can count on Dupree.
Forced by wars. I love to see it here. You don't get any more action-packed Counter-Strike than the back-and-forth nature that we've seen so far, and it wouldn't surprise me to see Carrigan and his crew get stuck back in immediately. Some fantastic shooting here from Dupree.
I still can't believe that second round win. That was a fully health, 300 health Astralis retaking B against a Deagle and a FAMAS at 15 health.
Let's see what they can do with the Scout, Galil, and a couple more Deagles, because if they can keep this action going back and forth, we'll be in for a wild ride. Glaive this time taking some liberties towards middle, flashed on over and finds a kill onto Frozen. Aggressive play here.
We take those.
Nades whistled by Carrigan's head, and he's actually going to take a risk. Look at Carrigan go.
Oof, okay, Carrigan's Deagle works too. Early first blood, keeping it 4v4.
Not looking terrible for Mouse right now.
No,
Galil
far from
M4, Deagle and a Scout.
Look at Dupree using the smoke to close the Mach 10. Effective range, good stuff. He starts well, but Zipex still doesn't finish the job onto the low HP Bemis.
This is a tussle.
Yeah, and they're trying to pivot back. Magisk hasn't left B. He's been told by his teammates that he could expect company. Glaive holding the mid-cross, and that should be the frag, and spots the leg of another. Glaive so low, though, he'll be finished off nicely, but Magisk does punish the swing of Rops. And that's another save coming in from the Danes. Magisk, good work. Bails them out of trouble there. Mousesports, it did look relatively competitive, but it has not converted, and so now down to 2K, we'll have to just stomach an eco round.
Yeah, so breaking serve from Astralis here, and this was Glaive with a lot of impact, stalling them in the mid doors. That gave Magus the chance here to tee him on up with the last two. And they've been able to keep it relatively safe, and we'll have a chance to build even more of a bank right now. Mousesports with just the one P250, a Deagle for Rops, and a Flash. They need a massive opening right here to start the pieces moving in their direction, as Astralis have managed to get out the AWP in Device's hands now, and that's going to be heard any second, probably even spotted there with that top mid cross. Very risky to even hang around. Chris J falls, and now they definitely know what they're working against. Same can be said as Astralis pivot forward. They want to clean this up.
Yeah, they really don't want to let them just group up and push, right? You don't want to see things spiral, especially towards that B site. You don't want to give them the freedoms to play that after plan with a couple of scavenge rifles. They make sure they bring the fight early to secure the round. Beamer spotted at the top of middle. Device will relay that information, and woof, Dupree will profit from it. Quick burst of the M4. Beamer's gone, and we do see 4 for Astralis. Just being delayed by Frozen and Rops' tunnels push. There is a Deagle in play. That's on Rops' hands. Maybe open things up, and he hits a good shot. It's through the door, though, and so that headshot does not come with the lethal tag. Device finishes things off.
Now, as we went to go grab some drinks and snacks, I said to you when I saw the maps that this is most likely going to be a 2-0 if Mousesports can't pick up Dust 2. And I think the reason for that, if you look at recent history and you go, no, but Chad, the series have been close. Both their games in EPL were 3 mappers. I can understand maybe why that's a consideration, but I really think that Astralis are starting to pick up steam. I think they're starting to look a lot neat and tidier. And today might be their day to really put the pain train down on Mouse. They've done a 4-man A-lean very early, so worried about that long push. Mousesports are fanning out across the map into a default spread. 2 towards lower now. Rops dealing with the upper tunnels push. Chris J operating with a scout again. And just Frozen outside of long. So this one here, we've already gone through the first 30 seconds of the round, and there hasn't been any contact whatsoever across the map other than a nade through a smoke that tickled Frozen down to 84. So being given a lot of room to work with here, Mouse. A lot of space gifted. Once they want to go for control, this will be Frozen's first point. Flashes are good. He's going to be able to confirm that short is clear, and it looks like they've really set up for a mid to B. So the swingman in Dupree, hugely important against this.
I wouldn't want to mess with Magisk, man. Device is there in support. The doors being swapped over enables him to provide support quicker. He can even throw his smoke on top of that if he desires, and it looks like he's intending to. So many flashes delaying it. The dribble smoke does come out. Carrigan's ahead of it, and Magisk doesn't win his duel. Device then has it all to do, and the smoke is going to bloom. Does it spell trouble for Astralis? Do you really want to try and retake? They do like to play the percentages, but they're also so close to it.
Look at Frozen.
Yeah, he's on short.
They need a clear mid. Actually, they've just called a cancel. They should go for this now. They have a 4-on-3 advantage.
You'd think that's enough for Astralis. The percentages now, the scales pointing towards a potential retake. It's so hard to break through. Chris
Where's
only has a
Glaive
scout,
going?
though. Good question. He's actually going around the world. All the way to finish tunnels. It may be a little too late. They do have kits on Zipex and Glaive. Beams is holding the doors, push. The flash was good enough. And Dupree's in. And the frags keep coming.
Oh, it's easy.
What a retake. Astralis do make that look easy. Breaking through the doors. It was the one flash. That wasn't an on-the-fly flashbang. I can tell you that for free.
Oh, they got very lucky to find Frozen there as well. That kill is completely changing Astralis' round right here. Zipex, the key. The fact that he's killed Frozen, it's given them the number advantage. It's actually spurred them on to go for this B retake. And Mousesports are going to be feeling a bit dirty about that one.
Yeah, that really does. I mean, you feel like you've done half of the hard work, if not more. But round 7, as you've already framed, it's definitely Astralis' game now. You can see Mousesports have actually opted for a whole lot of utility. I'm intrigued what Karrigan's cooking up. Robs is the one to hold the mid push, and then they smoke Xbox and run. Oh, warning shot across the bow. Robs gets hit through the door. Device's AWP brings down the scout to a very uncomfortable amount of health, and they are gathered up short. So this could be the full AXX, right? You got enough util to throw, what, 4 flashes over as you push, maybe drops 1 CT. Glaive does have an interesting idea if he wants to use his smoke instead on short.
Well, Frozen's just thrown one out as well.
This is it. This is the go. Karrigan flashed off. Good catch. And now things getting awkward. They dream of a bomb plant, and you can see they're even deploying smokes to try and do so. And again, peeking on the flash. This is flawless. Device just flashing his in-game leader every time he needs to. Chris is pushed up. Gandalf, he's gone too. You can do it too with Can Do. Dupree from behind, and that's the tagged up Robs. No armor, no health.
Flawless.
He picks it up. Yeah, flawless defense. Even scavenging away a couple of sidearm upgrades. So Deagles and P250s galore for the Astralis CT's defense. They're starting to build a bank as well. The macroeconomics, a big thumbs up.
Frozen's yet to frag. He's actually gone with the 007 here. Would love to see him get activated. Can be a clutch factor for Mousesports in a lot of their closer affairs. And yesterday they had a very tight one against Big just to get through to this upper bracket. You can see the odds from GG.bet at the top of your screen there now, starting to heavily favor Astralis. It's pace change. They're going out long. It's the 4-man lean. There's trouble. Lots of nades, lots of damage. Magus, he's able to make short work of that. The utility, it just nukes Mousesports out of the server. And knowing that Magus was there, it doesn't even help them. They can't now quickly push onto the B bomb site because it wasn't all in. It was a long push. It was one that was needed to find opening picks. So this stalls out for Mouse. They hope to find kills in transition. It's 1:25 left on the clock, and they've only got 3 men standing against Astralis, who have erected this CT-sided wall. They're looking good for 7.
Certainly are. These early casualties, losing Frozen, who has been completely absent, as you highlight. Struggling to get the ball rolling, as have the majority of Mouse. It's not fair to point fingers towards one, considering just how good Astralis have looked here on Dust 2. I've seen Chris J and what he's capable of with that AWP against Big Clan. The big reason as to why Mousesports can turn these deficits on their head. It's a 3 versus 5 though. And you can see that Astralis are taking no chances. There is not a chance being taken. The only duel you're going to get will be Zipex. And likelihood is Z tucks in upon contact. Now actually drop a smoke of his own so they can't walk up. That's a good way to lock them out. Really good. They push through though. All the same, anti-flash. They're running out of time here. Mouse need to get the bomb planted. Zipex is not in any rush. Magis just continues to keep their eyes elsewhere. Dupree has yet to fire a bullet, and that is why. Baited in by 2 members, and he gets a double himself. Just Karrigan, he's on the list as well. Dupree, punishment, brutality, and 7. Chad, a triple kill. They're just taking it in turns at this point. Glaive and Dupree, though, have got 27 frags. 8 rounds into this.
They're running away with it, and we're actually going to jump into Skybox here. I'm using a bit of a Habbo hotel camera here, so check this one out. This is the 4-man long lean, so you can see all 4 of the Astralis members. Dupree's going to be throwing flashes from the back line. You're going to see a molly towards the doors. You're going to see a molly towards the bin, and there's nowhere that Mousesports are able to stand as they get blown out of the server by all 4 of these Astralis CTs pushing up towards long.
So
lovely
punishing.
stuff.
Yeah, and then
lovely stuff.
All they have to do is go and report mission accomplished. You go back to your default.
It's always a gamble, but Dust 2 is. Dust 2 is a gamble, even as the round starts. The CTs gamble when they cross mid doors. Are we going to get tagged by the AWP? And then they gamble on whether or not it's going to be a long rush, a B rush. They could biff straight out middle. Your eyes have to be set on so many different angles of the map that Astralis needed to have contingencies if that didn't work. What happens if there's no one long? Do we take short? Do we rotate heavy back towards the mid to B? What are the options? It didn't matter, because they've got 7 on the board, and it will just be the pistol round now from Mousesports. Light investment, a little bit of utility. I feel like I've said this a handful of times already.
And it's a successful first duel taken. You want to push the issue. BMAS catching a nade just a little bit, flack into him and his Kevlar vest. So they have got long control, but that's step 1. There are many more to the bomb site. And immediately upon the presence, upon the info, Astralis go looking elsewhere. Process of elimination, be able to put your resources in the right place at the right time. Device confirms there is still long. And he loves this angle. He'll peek this all day long. Far back on Goose, you can get a good elevated position into the pit player. And they'll hold the walk up on that right side of the box. That's the walk up, but that's a Rops Deeg. Okay, well that's mission definitely starting to look a little more realistic. Glaive trying to dunk him with the nade. Magisk, however, peppering them. There's mollies as well. Yeah, this just gets awkward so fast. A nice try. It's Astralis 8.
Alex, this hurts.
It does. And you know Carrigan's feeling like he's calling into a brick wall now.
Yeah, they are up struggle street without a paddle here. If we just take a quick...
They got into B a couple of times. Ever since that B retake, they've just kind of steered clear.
Yeah, I'm just having a look back at the rounds and how the frags have gone. So pistol round, they managed 1 kill. Obviously, they won the force buy in the second, back off of Rops getting a couple of huge ones. Second round was flawless, not a single frag against Astralis. The 4th round, they managed 3, but since then, it's been at best 1 kill per round. At best.
Doesn't translate well, does it?
Look at Astralis' money as well. They are swelling.
Yeah, and it just feels like they're getting such good use out of their util. We're not seeing anything not really have a purpose or a denial of some sort.
You notice how they're not giving anything away in the early stages to Mousesports either. There's no chance for a peak. Like, you're having to work very hard just for map territory, and then as soon as you get it, you're either under a lot of scrutiny with utility, or you're running into the perfect setup.
Yeah, so this is another one of those. Device has got short on lock, and he is going to... This is a chance. This could be the window. And Chris J's found it. He breaks that window. Smoke is thrown. Glaive's going to have to respect the potential for a short swing. He wants to babysit Zipex as much as he can.
This is where the mid-round calling of Carrigan comes into play here. Where does he want them to finish, and how does he want them to do it? Because if Astralis read this, it doesn't matter that they're in a 4-on-5 disadvantage. They still have a bit of utility to harass with, mainly on Glaive. Glaive has enough, Magus has enough over towards B, and he's actually getting a bit pushy.
I like it. I like it a lot. If that smoke fades and he has nothing to report. Yeah, okay. Well, they are walking through middle with that smoke thrown.
It's a fake, it's all a ruse.
Planning to finish on A. Device's hunt, putting them in this disadvantage, and he's going to use CT as his route. Short and CT, it's a rare combination for the push. Here they go. Another drops down. Dupree's got to focus on Frozen. The flash is good.
Great flash.
Such a good flash. Dupree could not contribute. Now they're into the site. Oh, adjusting. Knows where the bomb is as well as that AWP. And Chris J's gone. Oh, go on, Dupree. Bomb down and Bemis as well. A massacre from the Great Dane. He needs one more. Give him the ace. Carrigan wants to deny it. He can clutch up himself. He's so low. Dupree trying to use the deagle. Needs a one-shot headshot. Cannot defuse with Carrigan on that ramp. Where's Magisk? Swinging in with him. Hunting him down, and they find it. The war of attrition is won, and Dupree pops off. An explosion of frags in the feed.
What an absolute monster. I can't wait to catch that one in the replay. He did not look concerned for 1 minute there. Easy as you like. He was flashed. He gets the trade, and now he just absolutely decimates them one by one, peeling Mousesports apart.
Yo, haven't seen Dupree in form like that for a while. He's on 20-2, by the way. That's a KD of 10.
Jesus, Joseph and Mary. How many rounds in the game are we now? 11?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a look at round number 11 because Mousesports with the plant, they can buy.
That's an average of 2 frags a round, Chad.
And look at this. They are reading Mousesports like a book. They've gone with a 3-man B lane. They are worried about a B hit or a mid to B split, and that's exactly what Mousesports look like they're doing. They're going straight in.
Okay, Dupree playing anti-flash. Rops has got a gap, though, and it costs Magisk his life. The trade's not there. This gets awkward, and it gets awkward fast. Rops, great work from him. Glaive could make things awkward, but he's missed his shots onto Carrigan, and so... looks like it might just be Astralis cutting their losses. A great B take, despite having the numbers there. It was Rops using that smoke. I assume that was the dribble smoke they threw out themselves, so he knows the gap well.
I don't know how he caught the timing on that because he felt like he made a lot of sound cues when he ran into that bomb site.
Device has managed to get a lovely deagle to keep control and to maintain T-spawn with his AWP. Don't know if Mousesports are really in a position to go hunting to punish. They're more happy to be converting a second round and keeping 3 AKs alive. I say 3. Yep, Frozen. He's dealt with the Zipex hunt.
Rops was so noisy about that. I don't understand how he got away with it. That's wild. Very, very crazy scenes to open up the site, but that's Rops who's been the hero in the 2 rounds that Mousesports have been able to now put on the board. Now, it has been a bit of a beatdown. It has been an absolute slaughter so far.
That looked really comfortable for Robs, and he knew Dupree would have to make a Hail Mary reposition, so mantling up. Great stuff. It was a good dig to, once again, ruin Chris J's day. Just want one round. I just don't want to be dying. That's all he's thinking. He's like, I've died 11 times. We've played 11 rounds. Can someone just let me bring a weapon into the next for once? It's a scout again.
Feeling, is it?
It's not. You never get to see that weapon again.
Well, they've hedged on this again. They've done another 3-man B lane.
Yeah, and look how quick they're up. That is very fast. Very, very fast. This could be a gap. They smoke it off themselves, so perhaps not something they want to punish immediately. But Chris J's scout has met devices, or...
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yours is cool. Mine is bigger. Double smokes deployed. That is faking the mid to B. Bemis to commit, or at least make something to convince them. Oh, lovely. Pulling out util. Zipex, however, has caught the long prong. And on the repeak, he confirms the bomb's long. Astralis get the info again. Carrigan walks up. Needed that. Could get device too, but pulls the trigger nicely. So the numbers maintained for Astralis. And they've got 60 seconds here. Bemis with so much ground
Dupree
covered.
going?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Dupree backs into B.
This is the fight right here.
Oh, no. He can win the round right here. Rops is not ready for it.
Oh!
Well handled from Dupree. His first shot was not accurate, but taps and then commits to the spray when he's happy with it.
I thought he was going to fluff that right there. You
Yeah.
don't want to give Robs a second chance.
No, and you can see that just that moment of him just releasing the movement keys, Rops stabilizing. It could have been nasty. Instead, it's very, very uncomfortable for Bemis. You can see his procedural little jigs, checking all the corners, trying to get that information, especially on the left eye. He knows he'll be showing more than he wants to. Makes the sound cue, though, and the nade landing on his toes.
He might be able to get the bomb here if he's quick.
20 seconds, you've got to go quick now. He's open. Device is going to be on the doors, though, scoped in. And so Bemis giving it a go, hoping for a device miss. Yeah, not going to happen.
I'd have to pray for a device miss. Seems like this guy, only with 8 kills, is still hitting some absolute bangers. And right there were duels in 3 different sections of the map at the exact same time. Short, as they came out mid to B, and long. Mousesports were trying to take Astralis on multiple fronts, isolating duels, and they weren't able to do it. You can see the frustration there on Chris J's face as, yeah, you're right, he has died every single round. It's not feeling good. It's not feeling great. As Dupree pulling a bit of a face after finally converting that frag. There was a moment in time because he was the man stopping them from getting the bomb down on the other side of the map. Astralis would have had to have rotated in. It would have been a 2-on-2, and it definitely would have potentially.
Definitely potentially. It could probably, most likely have
been around for Mousesports. As now, unfortunately, definitely, possibly.
Stop talking. Thank you.
They're buying in. Christian has an AWP. Galils, AKs, and some goodies. This is the default they like to run, so having 2 go through lower dark means they can go for boosts exactly like that.
Hello, Frozen. That's ballsy. And they both look equally as worse for wear. An even trade, if you will.
They need to find a pick here, Mouse. Having a really rough time of doing it, and as I mentioned before, you don't see Astralis overextending for many kills.
Give nothing to Chris's AWP. Like, he's tried it all. Scouts, AWPs. And oftentimes he just finds himself watching the clock tick down. And you can see because of Astralis' setup, it's just so wide on the extremities. They give them mid. You can't plant in mid, as a wise man once said.
I'd like to just see an all-in with this cat execute. They may as well give it a go.
Yeah, give her a crack.
What if we're working with for the A defense? It's the AWP.
Oh, they have no smoke. Previously, Astralis, when they throw this smoke from Bemis, they responded with a smoke in kind. They just don't have one now. So how do you do it without? Carrigan lining up another smoke. He'll be dropping that for the cross exactly where Device is holding. Or he's just going to re-smoke it. Interesting. Now they go. CT smoked. Second for the cross. And they've got 2 dropping down. They're pushing on Glaive. He's got 15 bullets, and it's not enough. Wow. 3 frags in favor of Mouse. Just the 1 for Zipex, and the last 2 are the B defenders. They've got a perfect position in Rops. And not even going to give it to them. Not going to give him the satisfaction.
Oh, nice shot.
Well, that's satisfying from Rops all the same. Looks like he did. Dupree with a KD of a god.
21 and 3, 156 ADR. He'd want to hold on to this AK.
That round, though, where he just took a dump on the chest of Mousesports.
That was a huge one. Absolutely massive round.
Madness.
It looks like he'll get to hold on to this AK.
Now, I assume that, yeah, thank you,
BMS
Frozen.
is coming.
Ooh, I think he pauses. Tucks in on CT. You'll be happy
more
there.
coming. He might get 3 kills here.
Oh my goodness, what a punish from Dupree. There's more. Finally, Chris gets something. The third round secured, but that is a disaster. It just, any sort of like financial gain into the final 2 rounds of play is just lost. Chris gets his AWP. He'll be happy with that. It's a cute hat. And some happy fans. Oh my goodness. Okay. 10 points to Gryffindor.
Okay, well, here we go. It's bottom of the bank balance for Zipex and Device. They've had to invest all of their pennies here, or almost, as Astralis could be looking at either a 10-5 or a 12-3. I think this round here means a lot for both teams. Device might get picked. Chris might actually get some success, finally.
That took him 14 rounds to find an opening
good
pick.
About that.
Yeah.
Imagine if Dupree denied that AWP in the previous. He almost did.
He didn't, yeah, he wasn't far off. So it's a short 4-man stack. Magisk and Zipex are in transition right now. They aren't going to get out of dodge before the hit comes in. Nobody long. Zipex will translate that information, but Magisk, you've got so much work out for you. He wants to drop a smoke on the site, and that works. So does the nade, but he's going to get swung on. Zipex, not enough. Magisk can get a double. There is more from the flank. Glaives timed it to perfection, and just as he turns around...
Get him out.
This isn't fair. It felt like they had all of the control. Glaive's flank on short was not being held. And now long, which was previously not held, has been punished. Rop swings around into the 1v1. A bit of health advantage for Glaive, but I wouldn't write Rops out of this one. And he's been hunted. Needs the one tap. Glaive finishes his meal. And it's just the two of them. Magisk and Glaive holding A successfully. Puts an 11th on the board. This is Mousesports' pick, and their T side has just been solved.
Yeah, they've been beat down here. Just flatline round after round. If you're losing one like this as well, that spelled 5 on the board for Mouse. And the fact that that gets snatched away, AWP gets picked up. Oof, look at what they're coming into the final round to play with. Galil, Scout, Deagle, 2 AKs, not a lot. Very, very little. Astralis have done everything right here. Rounds have been sketchy at best for Mouse, 2 of which have basically been thanks to Rops. And he only has 8 kills. So his impact, it has been felt, but doesn't feel like enough. Feels like someone else needs to be contributing with multi-kills. And when we get onto that CT side, depending on the pace Astralis want to come out the gates with, this one might be over quickly. Carrigan's dropped the mid-door smoke. They're going for standard control again, and this time they could just feign that cap presence, but they have to push back Glaive. If he stays on this perch, he'll be able to clear that short. Has no aggressive play coming through, and they can rotate B early.
Mollied him off at least.
Okay.
Now here comes the B take. It is Dupree tucked into that corner. This could be a difference maker. Feels like a difference maker. It was all on Dupree though. They're coming spraying wildly. Rops has found another crucial frag. And now B is Mousesports. They cross in. Glaive's trying to catch a timing.
Well, they can't save. They have to go for this one.
They're just hoping that one of the Mousesports members gets caught out before they fully commit. And the only real candidate would have been Frozen. That he's heard them push through mid, and they've faked the steps, hoping that Frozen starts to push, and he has. Beamer's down. That's a start. Frozen's being held. Zipex spotted. Chris J low. That's the push. Zipex has found it. It's all onto one man. Rops, the hero previously, continuing to be just that. One more frag. He's buying time. So much time. He's won the round. Zipex just doesn't have the time. 11-4, the final score of our first map's half. Whew. Astralis in it to win it. Could be a quick start on Mousesports' pick. with a quick click. That's 3. He has just come into this pistol. He's come into Dust 2 with a point to prove. Against the old leader of the Orgs and t-shirts he wore. TSM, question mark. dupreeh knows Karrigan very well. He's making quite the statement against his old teammate. That's a good shot. Make it a quad kill. Why not?
You want a stat of how dominant that first half was, Alex? See that multi-kill from BMAS? That was his first in the entire game. Not only is that his first, Karrigan and Chris J are yet to find multis. And the only players who have is Frozen with 1 multi-kill, and Rops, who's managed 3, and Rops was the one who basically got them 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So firepower lacking a little bit for Mousesports here today. It feels like every corner they swing, every duel that they take, Astralis are looking on point, and dupreeh, 150 ADR.
Yeah,
150.
You could actually finish a map with that if he keeps this up. Okay, Karrigan, you're playing a dangerous game, sir, and I respect it.
Been watching those parkour videos.
Yeah, I like the jump, but he needs the headshot as well, and now it's dupreeh just continuing. That's twice he's hit 2 headshots into a jiggling CT. Hello, Magisk.
Come on again. You want to fight?
Completely and totally denies the Mousesports aggression in middle. And look at this, Astralis is so thorough, they will completely check that isn't being exploited again. They go all the way back to T-spawn, and wow, Magisk even spotting Rops' double doors hold.
You can always go back for this long play, but yeah, you're right. Just to make sure that they're not actually being locked in, that'll keep Mousesports honest. Frozen's taken some territory, and oh, it's been called off. Are they saving? I'm not sure how they had that indication. Maybe it was just Magus towards spawn. Oh, he had the bomb, no wonder. Did he pick that up in transition, or did he show that mid doors? I better go back and watch this.
Yeah, do it, because Frozen is just watching as this round is lost. Watching the feed, glancing at his monitor, a tut of his tongue, 4 kills, 15 deaths. They've gone. Great adjustment. Ideally, he gets a couple more and saves a weapon, but not going to be easy. You could hope that someone comes into his domain, but an armor and a deagle certainly not too shabby. And he knows that there might be something if he works his way all the way around the world to long. Magisk holding it. Go on, Frozen. Oh, it wasn't far off. It's a very hard shot. Long range against a scout. Hits the body. One more of those will do. Just into the legs.
Okay, so I went back and had a look, and I just thought maybe he was showing the bomb, and that's what caused the rotation. That wasn't the case. He had it at the start of the round, and then he ran all the way to long to drop at the bedroom, and then ran all the way back towards top middle. So I thought he was being super smart. Just kind of worked out in his favor.
Smart, not super smart.
And smart's good enough these days. It's 13-4. Mousesports off the back of the force, but will have no options here but to just partially upgrade.
Check out Zipex, by the way, on a solid and an appropriate 9 assists.
Oh, you don't love 9 assists?
That guy has been...
You know how 9 assists feels. It's one of the...
Oh, you do.
What feels better than 9 assists, though, is a 16-4. So let's see if that's possible. As Device is out long, he has a couple kills. Karrigan's flash. This timing is everything. Might get caught pants down, and there you go. First, second. He's going to find them all. Device just mauling them on the timing, and Karrigan's left standing looking like a bit of a fool. Device with 4, and it's just Rops, the man without a plan.
Oh, he's made the sound cue. dupreeh makes it very clear where he's coming from. Gives Mr. Cool a chance, but no, not to be. So Astralis on Mousesports Pig. This is a statement. This is 100% just walking in and walking out 20 rounds later with a big fat W.
50 kills between 2 of them.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think you can do the maths there. 28, 30. Yeah. That's more than the entire squad of Mousesports.
Yeah, they having a rough time of it. As I mentioned, there haven't been multi-kills from 2 of their members so far, and that will probably stay the way.
Trying again against the buy. And it works! Beamer's gone! Karrigan, necessary trade, and there's no one else behind Device, so he can report that. He'll relay that. Frozen tugs into his corners. Rops does the same.
They can just execute B here. As long as they take Rops and Frozen down, this is their round. The rotation from Chris and Karrigan is going to be so far away. Smoke towards tunnels has dissuaded Astralis for the moment, but they can set up their smoke towards doors, their Molotovs towards the side, their flashes.
B, so they have to be concerned about that.
Here they go.
Nice. First down. Trying to deter them. And it's a cancel. Called by Astralis. I mean, fair play. You can upon the casualty. And losing the 30-7 gamer that is Dupree makes sense. So it's at least a pause. Cut noise, keep the CT's feet planted. You know you probably still got a 2-2 split of their resources. Does Glaive just try and walk it up? Karrigan is taking little looks, and so is Chris.
Chris is coming back now.
Doesn't check it, doesn't check it. There's a gap. Tension drawn one way. And Frozen doesn't go down. He's got a molly. That's important. Frozen needs to get out of dodge. Finally goes down, but the frag is there. Kept busy. And jumping through the smoke, that ain't easy. Zipex, last one on the chopping block. Rops collects, and Mouse will win a crucial and necessary round on the 19th.
That was for survival. They lose that one. That's basically the game. They'd be operating with very little, almost nothing in the final round of play. And Rops here, you just get those last two again through the smoke. You see how easy it is. The gray screen, you never want to mess with that. But they didn't have too many choices. Now we see how much fight is left in this little old Mouse. Device, AWP trained towards middle, shot made, and looks like they're barreling straight down the guts here. They're going to be walking, not to give away any sound cues in case of a short boost, but how big are the balls on Glaive? Is he going to actually push straight through this?
They fancy their chances. This is going to be a quick one. A very stark contrast to a similar round prior. Karrigan's aware of it. It's a gap in their hold. He's filled it.
Look at them both just waiting for a rotation. They might get it here too. Okay, going to think better of it here. Astralis was set up for a quick little pick and punish, but they've been smoked off, and they still have a minute 10 left on the clock, so no real dramas. As Device now postured with the AWP, waiting for Rops just to step a toe out of line. Smoke's faded. They might go back into that same setup.
Yeah, and they're so happy to just count on Mouse not pushing long. They can. Matt just taking occasional glances, but Karrigan's off angle. Oh, he gets it. What a shot. Good moves as well. Elevated angle. Glaive wasn't ready. Forces out some incendiaries. Forces out a lot of util. Karrigan's burnt down to 3 HP. Oh, well.
You didn't mean to do that.
No, it looks good though. A one tap of sorts. Karrigan finished off by Magis. And they're actually changing their plans. They do plan to hit A. Bemis has been staring at long this whole round. He's going to be excited to see some action. Chris J tucking in as well.
He's just moved as well. Look at Zipex coming through long.
Oh, what a shot from Chris. They're hitting everything they need to. Zipex though, that long presence. Chris is vulnerable. Dupree needs to hit his shot. He's been good at it. Zipex does well. Finding it now gets awkward for Mouse. This could very well be the beginning of the end. Device is under pressure, but he hits his shot. And Dupree wraps it up. That could have been different. So close to finishing off the job onto Device. It was a dink exchange, but his gun just hurts a little more. Slaps him down with the AWP to the head. See that one again. Look at this. 3 HP. Just one of his cursory shots.
Oh dear, you can see how quick they decided to go cat, and the rationale for that for everybody is that Karrigan is the rotator, so once that you know he's out of the equation, it's most likely going to be Frozen and Rob still on that B bomb site, and they were right, the right call, the right play, and that's round number 15 as Mousesports, AWP, Scout, Famis, 2 Deagles, operating with very little into the final round of play. 21 rounds so far, well this is the 21st. They have any fight left, or they just want to roll over and take us to nuke? It will be map number 2. It is a choice of Astralis. It's still a good map for Mouse. Long space has been taken. Short is being pushed. Magus might get caught.
No one's looking. Magic is selling this. And Chris has spotted him, so it's only going to really... Look at the space they're taking. He even gets a frag. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Committed to short. Can't hold long with Deagles, but now Karrigan's just in limbo, and he realizes this is going to be a bomb plant. This is going to be a retake, and it's with a Scout, an AWP, and some Deagles. Flashes on Bemis could be crucial. Is this it? Rob's good moves. Oh, but Device has taken him down. Glaive was ready to do the same. AWP's been picked up. They're playing hot potato with the Zoom banger. Toes visible.
Oh, they can't even advance, Alex.
Can't. Frozen does hit something, but... yeah, this is horrible.
Throw in the towel.
What? You've got to do something. Frozen.
Ref, please.
His toes visible, being pushed, and that cost Glaive his life. Great to see greed from the Astralis boys, but they're just so happy. They know they've done it, and they've done it convincingly.
Trying to knife him.
Yep, 16-5. Device coming in hot. Go on, go on. Can't find it. It's 16. A dominant showing from Astralis. even giving themselves a pat on the back and a round of applause. That's Dust 2, that's Mousesports picking the bag. We'll be here to break it down in a moment.
of the world, more into Device being free with the AWP, and of course Dupree hitting some absolute bangers, and he was on point today. So I think this is just going to be a highlight reel where we can bask in that individual brilliance of the Astralis players, because they are showing that not only are they on point in terms of tactics and their strategies and approach to the game, the communication, being well-oiled and utility and all the nuanced details, but the key component of Counter-Strike, Alex, which is shooting people in the head, is clearly something that they can do very well. And Dupree, oh boy, some of the rounds that he was hitting were just absolutely insane. 31 kills, that is nuts.
Yeah, that just doesn't happen every day. I mean, especially in a game of these two titans of the competitive Counter-Strike scene, it just doesn't happen. You saw a couple of examples of Device dealing with that long take. I definitely enjoyed those ones, just seeing, you know, the strat and gamble from Mouse completely falling apart. It can be exciting at times. Trying to knife Frozen for the extra celebration, because they did take Mousesports pick away from them. And just taking a look at the scores now, focusing on that Mousesports lens, this is just telling a story of a team that met the independence and the individuals of Astralis and lost.
Yeah, Rops was key in the majority of the T rounds that they were able to pick up there. That was over towards the B bomb site. And one final note, Christo was the only player in the server not to get the not to get a multi-kill round. So kept very quiet here, Christo.
Yeah.
Nice box. You got another job we got to go to or something?
Yeah, you want to see what's in my box?
I want to see what's in your box.
I'll show you.
Is it as good as Chad's box or
it's
better?
Not as exciting as Chad's box, but if you like processors, and most of you do, because it's, you know, a component in a video game computer, which you like.
We got multiple things going wrong. Do the processor. Don't worry about that. We'll fix that. I know it's going to be a big mess. We'll get it to the break, and then we'll have to clean it up.
Right, DHL drop. It's a thing. You can win stuff. I'm not going to open it because I've just spilled my coffee all over the floor.
I'll do the question for you, Alex. You clean that up.
I don't have any cleaning tools.
All right, guys. Who was the MVP of IEM Shanghai 2018? Was it Bentek? Was it Cirque? Was it Dozier? Or was it Breeze? Let's go to the break so we can clean up this mess.
Exclamation mark, DHL drop, A, B, C, and D. You type it. I'll clean it.
Goodbye, everybody. We're going to clean this up. Be right back.
I asked you who the MVP of IEM Shanghai 2018 was, and if you want to win the drop, you better get it right. There were 4 options for you, and the answer was the second letter of the alphabet. So I wish you the best of luck. If you did submit it, you'll be entered into the giveaway and get a chance to win that processor, hoodie, mask, trackies, the whole shebang.
That one there, Rush, are you with us?
Yeah, what up, dude?
Was that one at China Joy?
Yes, Shanghai was China Joy.
That was when it was NRG versus Tai Lu in the final.
That was true, yes.
And we could only do, Alex, you would have loved this event. It was ridiculous. We could only do 1 series a day because we had to make sure we got couriered in and couriered out before China Joy was played. And we had 2 sets of casters, and I was casting with Sadicus at that one. So we worked one day and had 1 day off, and then worked the next day and had the next day off. And we had 2 observers, right, Rush?
Split shifts everywhere.
Right. It was MC myself.
Everyone is winning.
So I just had a day off.
Everyone wins. You do 1 game and then you take a day off.
Yeah, it was wild. Look, it was madness in China Joy, and hopefully it's madness on Nuke because Mousesports need to bounce back, and Christian had a quiet one. Now, he is not the type of guy who goes down without a fight. I expect him to bounce back in a big way on Nuke. They'll be starting on the CT side Mousesports, and this is where hopefully we can see their individuals come alive because there's a star-studded roster, at least as far as that rifling trio is concerned. Rops, BMAS, and Frozen. Now's your time.
Yeah, let's do it. Jumping in, Nuke, expecting to see a stronger Astralis. Once again in the server, they dominated Dust 2. Let's see if they can replicate the form again. They so love these utility-heavy pistol rounds, and you see a P250 and a Molotov, quite the unique purchase for Magisk. Nading off the door early, and 2 going ramp side early to be ready for the potential for a lower side take.
Okay, so smoke towards main. BMS needs to be careful now. Can't get swung on from yard. Has to drop back. And quite the passive approach from Mousers. They're just going to walk out squeaky door. Molotov
holding the vent drop aggressively.
To retake top.
Oh, look at Frozen go. 3 of them just in a queue on top of his head. Well, 3 dead. Should be the round. It was a great positioning from him. He does try and fake the sound cue, but there is already a man there in Rops confirming their suspicions that it's all smoke and mirrors.
Has BMS heard this? Is he on high alert? Well, they've definitely seen him now. Oh, Megas down to 25.
Someone tweeted me just now actually saying, Alex, trying to say I'm wrong. They said, hang on, let me get it right. I've heard you advocate the P250 over the Glock on pistol rounds for accuracy. I want to let you know the Glock is more accurate. I usually say damage fall off. Maybe I misspoke, but yeah, damage fall off is the upgrade. So when you can take those longer range fights, similar to that of the USP, it's the great leveler for the T side in that sense. That was what I've been trying to say, but...
Well, I understand what you're going with there. You want to, when you take those duels at range, the P250, ladies and gentlemen, is much better than the Glock, and that is the reason it's being purchased.
Some would even argue that you could use the word accurate to describe it.
I would say.
But thanks for your attempt. Nice work from Frozen with a big triple. You could see that Astralis were not anticipating someone so early in the vents. Carrigan's made a call there.
It's so wild that they walked out without any contact. So what they've assumed is there's quite a few defenders up on the rafters. Right. And by doing that, by dropping into the vent, it was a retake.
Hello, Astralis. You've got a pretty intimidating buy there.
Okay, well, Glaive has that AK, and it's without head armor. So he needs to make sure that the jewels are clean. Does not want to get into a scrappy fight.
Like, say, an MP9. That could be the perfect Glaive killer, and it looks like he could be found. Oh, he doesn't check it. Frozen's walked past them, all of them. And Glaive's going to get slapped in the back of the head here.
It's an AK upgrade.
Oh, okay. Damn, damage done, but AK lost. They've got ground covered. This is a bit of a nasty one for Astralis to overcome. Good damage inflicted onto Rops. They need to convert one of these. He's trying to maneuver himself up high, and he's managed to do so. Chris J needs to find that nade connection. Looks like a good bounce off into Dupree, halves his health, but Rops is the one to draw blood. Device goes down. Flawless so far from Mouse, and Carrigan continues as he punishes Zipex's trophy push. This one's done, and it was a force buy from Astralis, so it should be the clean start and the dream for any CT team. Oh, nice Dupree. Missing his first, but does not make the same mistake again. And they are low. If he could get some good financial damage here, anything in this 45-second window, any more frags he can find is a step to the good. Carrigan denies it with a nice little crab walking out.
They even salvaged the AUG there. So with that AK from Glaive's body, the AUG recovered, and the M4, they're going to be hot to trot by the time they get to round number 4. This one here, as you were mentioning, should just be Astralis taking the save. Dupree's actually opted back into a Deagle, and there are some light upgrades for a few of his other teammates there. Device is going to buy Deagle as well. P250 for Megas, Glaive, and Zipex. How much can Astralis do here? They don't have any utility. They're just really hoping to be greeted with a couple of jewels. Frozen's been instrumental in the first 2 rounds. Let's see if he can continue that domination forward. MP9 again. He's actually given the AK over to Chris. Deagle's now coming out to take some more long-range fights, as Glaive has called the close lines clear. Did he see Frozen? I guess not. Shadow advantage now. Rops has found Zipex in the meantime, so now more eyes can be trained towards Yard. Frozen really wants to fight this.
Good shooting, Chris. Long range, quick tap. There'll be more where that came from, and they've got Frozen Chris perfectly positioned to take these jewels. He actually wants to go further, and it's been the end of him. Oh, that's the perfect weapon for the job from Carrigan. You can hear it thudding away in the distance. Bum, 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 bum.
Okay, well, that is the start that Mouse needed, and now they've been able to get a bit of confidence going. Everybody has a frag or 2.
The fragging total right now, Chad, it's 15 frags to Mouse and 4 to Astralis. That's quite the domination. We haven't seen much in the terms of Astralis voice in those half buys, but now they've got everything they desire. Let's see if they can change things up.
Now, they picked this Astralis, so I wonder what they learned from last time these 2 teams faced. It was an overtime affair. Astralis did end up winning it, but it was close. So if they're picking back in, surely there's a reason to do so.
Look at this. Frozen wants the info, and he gets more than info off the flash. He swings in long-range MP9. It seems like Mousesports' plan to disrupt the nuke T-side of Astralis has come down to aggression. And, oh, Zipex not checking his corners. Glaive does trade. The Molly will stop Chris J from getting more info.
Oh, he's pushing?
Yes. Yes, Chris. More and more information being translated, and oh, Dupree's getting outranged by the MP9. Frozen. It's not for the first time we've seen some long-range MP9 action. That's 2 of them in the round, and maybe Device. Oh, he wasn't expecting Carrigan coming up the fence. A good swing. And Mousesports, they are really twisting the knife now by keeping these players alive. They've still got an AK-47. That's still Glaives from round 2. They'll keep hold of that as much as they can. An AWP in play, and AWP gets all perfect weaponry for the job, and just a half-health Glaive holding for Carrigan's push. It could be a start. And a nice crouch from Carrigan makes it all the more difficult. Look at this. This is the dream start for Mousesports, both fragging and rounds. 10K in the bank on CT side nuke. You cannot complain, as Rops does invest.
All right, well, this is definitely not the start I'm sure Astralis were hoping for. Is those little jiggles there from Frozen. It must be so annoying. You know, you're just getting peppered and you're like, oh, man.
Now he's hyping him up.
Yeah, you want to try and keep your foot on the gas as much as possible and see how many CT rounds Malice can get. 9 or 10 would be fantastic. I used to talk about the old Astralis and limiting them to 6 or less on their T-halves. They're just so good at controlling the rotations, the different smoke walls, but the map has evolved. Everyone's learned how to play at a high level here on Nuke. Speaking of smoke walls, here's one being lined up. They fly through the sky. Looks like 3 players have intention to use the L block. Frozen now tucking in over towards CT spawn, just making sure he can't lose a rifle in warehouse.
Is the first time Mouse don't have info behind those smokes. Truly the first time. Frozen's previously been there to confirm it.
They know that Frozen does like to play this warehouse position, so noting that he's not home, they're unable to steal away a rifle. But how long do they want to wait? There's a minute on the clock. Secret control has also been garnered. This is scary.
It is. Nice shots. Bomb spotted. Spray not there. Dupree manages to hit and stabilizes Deagle's shot, but Magic still yet to frag, and that's extended by Bemis' M4. Mousesports a much more regimented squad so far here on the defense. Astralis probably aiming for getting that 6. Chad used to set a marker on Astralis' T side, saying if you want to win a nuke versus Astralis, you've got to do so by keeping their T side honest. Of course, many years and many months have passed since that first comparison was made, but Mousesports so far so good in that objective.
Well, Carrigan's yet to die, so he's having a fun time out there. You've got 9 kills for Frozen, 4 apiece for Rops and Chris, and Bemas is on the board now.
I know it sounds a bit redundant, but Is this the kind of juncture where you'd consider a timeout, or is that not really going to get you anything?
They've only had one gun round so far, so I think after this one, if it doesn't work, then yeah, take a timeout just to discuss some options. But they haven't been able to establish too many patterns. They haven't been able to force rotations. The fight's really come to them. So Astralis, whatever the game plan was, it hasn't been able to work off the bat. They need to force Mouse to respect them. And it looks like they've actually disrupted the smoke wall there. We heard that extinguish. So there's
another smoke drops. So that's a first blood in favor of Astralis forward change. Zipex that won the duel on the ramp. Aggression. Chris J this time forced to watch as the 6th round plays out.
Looks like they're setting up for a top piece, or at least gesturing that might be the end goal.
Yeah, Bemis will have to turn this flash. And now he can fight. Perfect. Perfect from Bemis. He gets 2. Tucking in. The fragging does come back in favor of Astralis, but it's always the Karrigan vent arrival that's got them many times. This time he only gets the 1. So Frozen, they know he's the yard player, and Glaive tucking into Tetris for now. Device on that squeaky line. He can win this. Oh, he's won the first duel. At what cost though? 30 HP. Frozen started off Nuke so strong. He can clutch up now for Mouse. 10 kills, needs his 11th. Glaive, paranoid. Timing. And the execution. Glaive holding his nerve in the line. He'll pick up some nades for his troubles, but that's Astralis' first.
Yeah, good stuff there to close
the first
that
death for Karrigan.
Yeah, okay, well, it had to happen eventually. I was surprised he was the one who was seen as the immortal so far for Mousesports. But this is where we get to see the mind games of this, because I'm sure that Karrigan has a few tricks up his sleeve to deal with the standard play from Astralis. Haven't actually had to use it just yet, other than that aggressive yard and Frozen being a nuisance on the MP9. Well, he's no longer operating on that. Org for Karrigan, AWP for Chris J. Rifles for the other 3. As we get underway with round number 7, Astralis have to be very careful in their approach, because Mousesports are starting to warm on into this, and Chris J is even looking for some impact. AWP towards yard, vision will be obscured.
Ooh, he's taking a lot of chances. I like it. Just confirms nothing silo, and now he can focus his attention on the red cross, albeit smoked.
You don't often see Device operating on a MAC-10. He's got the job of dealing with the vent rotation at the moment. Smokes have cleared and space hasn't been taken. Astralis are just hiding in plain sight. Glaive behind the red box, Megas behind main. And they just wait for Mousesports to try and grab back some info. They've had to rotate Frozen towards lower. They have respected the smoke wall. Chris J's even rotated off. So yard is now free. And if they want to go straight in towards main, BMS will be on top of Hart. Karrigan behind the bomb box, and then Karrigan swinging from heaven. Looks like that's the plan.
Here we go. Swinging in from main. Bemis is tested, and again he passes. Is going to be found by Glaive. The trade's working for Astralis. They have the numbers. Missed shot. Chris naded down. The molly will likely delay the plant. But they got top site control here. A one-way being dropped by Chris J. Drops to profit from it. They haven't planted. What's stopping Zipex from punching in the digits here? The one-way, perhaps. More flashes. They know Heaven's a threat. Zipex, get that bomb down, dude. Main is still an issue. And in comes Ropsy. Catches one. Dupree does manage to catch the defensive frag. And now the bomb can go in. Chris J might want to keep hold of his AWP here. He's been found by Dupree. Frozen, the last man. And maybe, just maybe, he can recover and maintain his M4. I think that's about the best case scenario. Dupree's already got himself up on silo. Oh, he's been spotted though. Good eyes, Frozen. Very good eyes.
Yeah, well, now that they know where he is, they can make sure they can grab some rifles and hide as well, because the money yet to build for Astralis, and Frozen's won a couple of banger clutches in Nuke in recent times.
It's quite the angle from Zipex.
Just locking him in, making sure there can't be too much punishment. Device has gone out scavenging, found himself an AUG. Glaive's found himself an AK. Zipex picked up that M4 and the bomb goes off. Looks like Frozen will be staying alive, and important for him to save this. He needs to drop a gun to BMAS and then upgrade again himself. And they need one more round, Astralis, to break the economy of Mousesports. They've done so with 2 top hits. Different formations, different looks, but still just as potent. And one of the keys there, you're right, I think you were bang on with the discussion with the one-way. That gives the chance for the CTs to look for kills. And as soon as they hear the bomb starting to get planted, they know that they could be up for some 1v1 duels, or isolating 3 1v1 duels, because it would have been a 3-on-3 during the bomb plant.
into the piece. Magisk will relay that information. Lower hit? What do you think?
Oh, they're going to go out ramp, and they can get past Rops if they drop some picture-perfect utility, but only one smoke to work with, and they haven't dropped it. That's Zipek's body that it's on.
It's a flash and a molly does deter. Rops has found a great shot, though, and now Mouse have an advantage. How long can they hold on to it? Will Device really want to peek into heaven? That's exactly what he's being held. What? Device gets him out-orped by the Danish AWPer. 2 in low sight right now. Carrigan's flirting with the both of them. Frozen wants to deny and at least confirm that there's nothing secret, but Magisk on his departure meets Chris. And so ramp into the lower sight, but not your usual defense. There is a lot of casualty already for Astralis. They're making lots of sound here, making it very clear what they intend to do. And, oh, Device hits the toes of Frozen. He gets tagged to 1. Maybe Astralis can win this, but it feels like Mousesports, especially doubling up on this decon push. It comes down to fragging, and they're going to peek behind this flash. Glaive, both there. They get them both. No way. He loses a lot of health, but that could practically seal the deal of the 7th T round. Chris is working on a push as well. Glaive wants the info. He's gone down. Will he expect Dupree? Nice shots. 1-on-1. Bomb ticking. A fake. And Device, oh, rather Dupree, confirms it with the door jiggle, trying to knock off that defuse. He's going to call the bluff, and Carrigan's got time.
Huge stuff from Carrigan there. It's
big win.
Yeah, well, very well done. I cannot believe that Dupree's committed to that one right there. I thought he'd go for another jump, another jiggle.
Yeah, he opened the door just a little too open. He was just so exposed, a full body visible. You saw the first way he peeked it, he was practically hidden behind the door. Now you can see from this perspective, it's a perfect clutch from Carrigan. Dupree just plays into his hands, and yeah, he tried to go for the frag there. Didn't want to be diffused in front of. That's the beauty of the door.
All right, well, a good round. Mouser back. We spoke about this comeback, and the potential for it begins. Tied things up, 6-6, going into round 13. The buys are good for both sides, but ramp progression, Rops, you're about to be caught. No, what? Course corrects.
Yeah, great adjustment. Zipex just started pulling the trigger on the step, and Rops adjusts so quick.
Okay, well, that's another number advantage. They picked up the first onto Zipex last round as they pushed out ramp. This time, they took the fight to Zipex at ramp, and they've got the same result. But there's no map territory for Astralis. They don't have somebody down secret. They don't have somebody to worry about in the back lines. With a minute 15, Astralis need to get a move on. Lining up these smokes again. It's a passive setup. Chris J with the AWP in towards blower. Good weapon for the job. Take a shot, fall back to the next line. Rinse and repeat until you feel pressured to drop that smoke. But look at this. Device the rifler. Taking a lot of space towards ramp. We'll have to clear the back box to deal with Rops, and he might even jiggle to the left. Will he pick out to the right? They're not clearing him. They're not looking for Rops.
Rops, this is such a round winner. He's going to get the bomb carrier in Dupree. Device has slipped the net, though. And, okay.
No way.
There's no way that Dupree doesn't get spotted here. Bomb spotted going lower. Rops can convey it. Oh, he doesn't hit the shot just yet. Dupree completely unknown. And Rops, what felt like potential disadvantage could now be even more. No one expecting this frag, and boom, one shot is all he releases. Glaive's been in warehouse this whole time. If he could just catch that first vent rotate, he's even mollied it. And Rops continues to be a thorn in their side. Finally, he needs a shot from Device, but it is all onto Device. He has the util, not only to get the bomb down, but to escape. Doesn't use his smoke, and that cost him his life.
I don't think he was expecting so many bodies on the scene so quickly, and that by Rops. He's dancing with the devil right there. Yeah, every timing you were checking that he was making sure that players weren't getting around to ladder. It's very curious to see 2 players walk down ramp without a single sound cue. That was very unusual in itself, but Rops with a 3K, an absolute hero here. Grab the first. This is what set us into the 4v5 number advantage for Mouse. The second was in the back of the dome. Dupree's bomb spotted in the middle of the site and nobody with him. And this one from Chris J, if he went down, there would have been a real chance.
Different round altogether. Good stuff, though. We keep it competitive, and Mousesports keeping control of this CT side. After finding so much damage early, they're able to profit from it here. The closing stages of our second map of our second series. IEM Beijing-Haidian online. 4 teams locked in from Group A. We're looking pretty set to start off Group B with a bang.
yeah, I think if we do get Heroic, which was already locked, and now Astralis, that are the two best teams from Group B.
And then the third and fourth spots are kind of up for who's in form.
Yeah, and I think I've liked what I've seen from NIP. I want to see a bit more. Obviously, they have to win one more best of 3. They will be in the lower bracket now, waiting for their opponent. And Mousesports, well, against Big, it was a big win. Let's be honest here. There was a 16-4 victory over there on Inferno, bouncing back in form. So I want to see more from them as well. But this series isn't done just yet.
No
they might
way.
be able to push Astralis to a third.
Yeah, it's far from over. Astralis with the conservative 2K, buying down to 2K, and they've got util and 4 smokes. So they've been so relentlessly throwing these outside smokes. Can't imagine that they're going to have a round without them.
No one's in front of that wall, but Chris is...
Oh, that's a frag and a half, innit?
Oh, mate.
Oh, Glaive.
Oh, mate.
He's just opened up the half. He's opened up the round. It's 2 early frags on the Mousesports defense in the top side. Bemis is holding the line. Dupree just denies it. And this one, red-faced. It's a bit embarrassing unless Carrigan can dig him out. This is good. This is really good. They're dropping low sight. He did get dinged down to 19, but they have got some space now. A bomb plant and device on the AWP. Where do you play your after plant? With a bomb planted so poorly for ramp, he's going to opt for decon.
Yeah.
And it's a close quarters engagement. It will enable him to lock down Carrigan's rotate through secret, but he hasn't gone for it. Instead, after faking the steps, he's opted for vents, and that could be Zipex's freebie. Can't get freer than that. And Robs is walking in from ramp. You know where he was previously.
He can't go for this.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the utility, doesn't have the smoke or the kit. He'll just have to accept that Astralis are going to take 7 in this T-half. And it's thanks to Glaive. I mean, that... How do you analyze that one, Chad?
He shot them.
Yeah.
In the head.
Yeah, twice.
That right there is such a rough way to go for Mouse, because you look at the buy that Astralis came into that round with. Most people are sitting there considering, okay, Mouse have won the half. They've got 8 here. Maybe this gets close. Maybe the bomb goes down.
Chris J, I can't even fault him for holding, the AWP towards Squeaky. He was just a little too far gone, though. So exposed that after missing your first shot, he's practically booked. Carrigan, I love the one-way he's created there. You can just see the toes as they cross, hiding in the guise of the smoke on Hut. Energy seems high in both camps. It's a 7-7 half. I understand why. Mousesports got the double AWP, but small sacrifice and by Dupree. That's what you want from Chris J. Almost flawless start as he swings into the secret position, now heading that way.
I love how he's just hit the shot and now he's completely repositioning.
Yep,
Chris has gone all the way back towards ramp. Now he can AWP from ladder, but it's too little too late. They've already made it past. They'll be down secret. But look where the bomb is. Still in T spawn. Zipex, you cannot join the rest of your teammates.
He's not going to try, is he?
I think he just has to hope that they can cause a ruckus lower to force a rotation, and then he can pivot late. That's the only option he has. And check out all this utility for Astralis. They can sell that this is a lower play. Zipex just can't die. If Zipex goes down, that's the round lost.
Yeah, and he's realized that, so silently sitting with the
Chris J broke that for them.
Disconnected. Yeah, that's the barrel, that's the tip.
Oh, no.
Rops, they know exactly where you are. Glaive silently advances, there's no info, and he gets it on the turn. Magisk was holding it too. All the way through the lower site. Now the CTs, that's the pressure you were waiting for. Device, spotted one. Dropping his incendiary, at least buys a little time. Zipex, don't forget, has the bomb.
Where does he go?
I don't know. 35 seconds. Zipex is still in lobby with the bomb. They're going down vents. Flashed his teammate on the way down. And Bemis, there we go. Now he's caught the secret drop, and all of them committing to the lower drop. And here they come. Astralis galloping up to the top side. And that's a shot. Go on, Chris, win the round. Magisk does manage to keep it 2v2. Bomb needs to go down thanks to Zipex. This has been a really frustrating round for Mouse to play against. Magisk missing the timing. Frozen hitting the shot. And it falls to Magisk. Only 7 frags. These last 2, though, could be everything. Frozen was holding it, and they will win the half. By a now swing, it's Mousesports 8-7. As the defuse does come in and nuke. Second map of the series. Practically inseparable. We'll be breaking it all down and going into the second half after a short break. Bemas knows his days are numbered. Needs to find Zipex. Has done so. On the bomb.
A kit.
No kit, you're right. And if he just fakes it, he's practically gaming them here. Magisk has no HP and he's lined it up perfectly. He's looking to deny the 10-second defuse. Magisk still holding it and Device babysits. Well handled by them, and just by the smallest of margins, you can see one bullet would have been enough to take Magisk out and make that 10-second defuse a real threat.
I cannot believe the 2 shots that Magus just hit there. That is absolutely goddamn absurd. He copped a goosh in this. Watch. He recovered from that? I'm sorry, what? That is insane. Absolutely mental stuff there as they get the pistol. And yeah, I'd be frustrated too. How the hell does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, even Rops's death is a frustrating one. You know, like you've got 4-cross secret and Device is just staring at this super late arrival.
Oh, that frag is huge. And that, well, it hasn't sent echoes down the Mousesports camp just yet. They will be able to invest in because of the plant, and their buy looks good.
It looks better. They do have an...
I'm done.
Okay, Dever.
Chris was mad at the end of last round. Imagine now.
Yeah, that's going to really salt the wound. He's got 29 HP, poor Ropsy, after finding the equalizer. Now, Frozen is in a position to punish the walk-up here, but Glaive's managing to get the timing just about right. He's just into red in time. Bemis was holding the push. A dink exchange. Go on for the dunk. Not quite. But that's going to deter outside. All those smokes are in vain. You've got nothing out of that. Glaive knows exactly what's up. Into lobby then.
So is it ramp or is it top? That's the question.
Just look at their health, bro. Frozen and Carrigan are going to have to surely be baited in by the low HP Beamer strafe. He's going to do his best, of course, and then the full HP of the other two. Well, Bemis doesn't last long. Magisk, more tests. Carrigan, next on the list. He's handled this with beauty, with class. Frozen's on the site. He's very low, 5 HP. Shouldn't be much more now with a fully locked-in squad as Zipex's nade is there. And that is one of the many Mousesports members knocked onto his bottom. Chris J, let's see this flick again.
Jeez.
Bloody hell, Device. That's a quick one. And oh, Schadenfreude.
What are you meant to do?
Yeah, laughing at the misfortune of others.
Yikes. Okay. Mousesports now likely to concede a 10th. Astralis, their buy looks strong. They're just up against Glocks, some Deagles, and a Scout. Glaive is tucked on into the red pole side of Warehouse. And the initial exchange of smokes has meant that Mousesports cannot continue forward with much pace. They need to wait for that one to clear. Carrigan just drawing some eyes towards Squeaky Door while the remainder of his squad walk in unison.
So Device is actually holding that with the M4. That's a long-range duel.
I'd have to squint.
It's quite the crossfire. Partnered with Glaive.
If Robs gets a chance to take this fight against Device...
Ooh, I'd favor Robs.
Yeah, the Scout, he's clearing that angle, and he's even made the frag. That is huge. Robs just got some revenge for Chris J in the previous.
Yeah, and that's spurred Dupree away from Squeaky. He wants to assist. Carrigan's parked up. Glaive reveals he's there to hold, and...
Oh, Dupree's been spotted.
I think so. Frozen just the tip of his head on that main roof. It's a hard shot. Glaive desperate. He's getting so many attempts. But they are retooling, and so are Astralis. They realize that now numbers can be used to Mousesports' advantage. Though they don't have the $ numbers in their favor, they do now have the bodies. I don't like their chances against Magisk, though. Now I do. He's got so many targets, too many targets. He's only going to get the one. Glaive looking to stabilize. A double kill, a crucial one. Chris J's hit a dink. It does bring him down to 50. It's manageable now. But they're both coming from upper, and they're not checking on BMAS. How does he get away with that? One-on-one, Zipex pulls it out of the bag eventually. So messy, though, at the end of that one. There's the AK found by our observer team. Zipex the same. Mouse, they got that so close. You're going to be kicking yourself.
Yeah, you'd be very happy with that, all things considered. Bomb down, 4 casualties. Teamwork aplenty. I love the way that Carrigan breaks the vent open Squeaky to draw the attention of Dupree to get the opening. Allows Frozen to drop down behind and find themselves a much-needed kill. Magus swarmed out of position, and then Zipex, yeah, knowing the Glock was below him, no dramas dropping on, and catches them off guard. Another close but no cigar round, at least for Mousesports. They've been able to keep this economy quite honest, and for them, they are going to have the better buy. Alt for Device, rifles are up, utility is low, but Mousesports are rocking everything they need.
Outside, and they want to contest it. The CT's bringing the fight. The nade indicates they're coming. Frozen, however, has handled the first with brilliance. The bomb's loose in yard. dupreeh still sticking around. He's managed to find a good line of sight. A dunk from Zipex. The nade is good. This is suppressing fire of a different breed. And, well, someone on the voiceover internet protocols from the Danes has said, fall back, mission accomplished. And Device has pushed up trophy as well.
Yeah, they've pushed them away from yard. Let's see if they can push them back into the Star Orpa. The bomb is down as well, currently in the hands of the CTs, but they don't want to hold it, and for good reason. It's in no man's land. That would make it very easy for Mousesports to start searching and isolating the potential hidey holes. Smoke towards the Red Cross Molotov to dissuade anyone who wants to be hyper-aggressive. But they do need to pick up that bomb. Device, in the meantime, taking more space, but this position from Rops, actually quite dastardly. If Device was to push, it's going to be difficult for him to clear angles at 90 degrees.
You can't go secret. You can't go main. You got 45 seconds.
Might have to go through him, Alex. Can't go over him, can't go under him.
Yeah, okay. I see where you're going. Oh, that's enough, Zipex. That's enough of that. Util dropped. They're trying to get across, but are they ready for dupreeh? Elevated position as well. Finding one would secure them the round. They've only got 20 seconds, and they've been given nothing. Absolutely nothing. Here they come. And Rop's finding one. Zipex looks away just for the second he needed to. dupreeh, a crucial frag, but chrisJ has got the one necessary. Now he can get that bomb down. They've got 10 seconds. Device is in a position to deny it. It'll have to be a plant front of sight. 5, 4. That's the shot he had to hit. Round one. Rops can't do anything. And that is quite the clutch. Stylish as you like. A single Deagle bullet puts the 11th on the board for Astralis.
Lovely way to do it. I bet he wishes every round could be just that easy. And Astralis right now are poised. Their money still terrible. Haven't been able to build a bank. They have been kept more than honest. But as these rounds keep mounting up, frustration does for Mousesports. They're going to be able to purchase back. Astralis are the ones taking the time out to discuss their options. And they're able to crowd control very well in yard, just dissuading Mousesports for at least the first minute of the round. And then they bounce back again with another nail biter.
Series is close.
Yeah.
Mousesports just need to find the recipe for success on this attack. So at the moment, we haven't seen a Mousesports T round. It was 8-7 half, so you can do the maths. And heading into our 20th round with everything they could possibly desire outside of a couple of extra nades. chrisJ doesn't get the bells and whistles.
I'm curious if they get the respect towards yard now, because we just saw hyper-aggression from Astralis. Mousesports might want to try their luck out there again, and the reason I say that is because of the chrisJ AWP. If they had rifles, maybe something quicker or something more of a ramps lean, but it's back towards yard, and they're going fast, just like the pistol rounds.
Yeah, this time there isn't that aggressive Danish hold. Glaive's going to try and slow them down. He decides against it as the smoke already arrives. That's a lot of a yard control for the T's. And,
Glaive.
He's found a gap in the smoke.
Is he serious?
Yeah.
He's a madman.
He's taken that fight, and he's managed to get his team an early man advantage, despite what looked like a perfect start from Mouse. Now, Rops lingering in the smoke. He's been getting the better of old Zipex. And again, it feels like he's just conceded it through a little bit of a flub of the movement there.
I don't mind if Zipex just turtles up lower with Glaive here. You look at his HP.
Whoa.
And, you look at that info. Hello.
Hi,
Come on
boys.
down.
I found you. They're going decon. They can't surely go for only decon B take. That's a hard one, and that's a shot missed by chrisJ. Glaive continues to get more information from that window position, and dupreeh is locking the door behind them.
I'm not sure how they break in here without any smokes to do anything with. Obscuring vision is difficult. They have to win fights.
Yeah, but where do the fights come from? You've got 3 CTs locking you down.
Oh, here we go.
Nice from dupreeh. Oh, and there's more. They're trying to bail out. It cost them 2 players just to leave that lower site. Magisk tucked in on the CT vent. It's a perfect position to do so. 1 squeak, 1 main, and the wallbang's great. Magisk is so low. He does do a little bit of damage, but they're coming up the vents fast, and on the reload, they punish. Frozen thrust into a clutch. He needs an ace clutch, but is exposed. Glaive spots him. 14 seconds, and they need to stop this plant.
Here he comes again.
And they will. Devices Deeg denies another.
You can't believe it. You couldn't script it. The man just walking through the heart. He's got the biggest, most expensive gun in the game, and he's coming through with a Deagle, able to confirm another round for Astralis here. And that price of admission, dupreeh, he's going to charge you, and he's going to charge you through the roof here. 2 massive kills. And that denied Mousesports really any advantages they had in this one. Just getting pantsed again. Oh boy, oh boy. Close rounds, but still.
They're getting just the edge every time. The competitive edge, the time. They're exploiting those finer details. Bemis' PC matches his jersey. It's my top tier analysis. And it will be Tech9's in armor. Carrigan just trying to throw a bit of pace at them, perhaps. You've got Galil and Bemis and a full investment from him, so...
Well, that's interesting. So the plan is a must for Bemis to be able to buy next round.
It's a 3,400 loss.
I reckon a hard top's on the cards. A hard top or event drop. Something quicker, something pace-changey.
Maybe just leave yard for a bit. It's not been the one.
Smoke's being lined up. Lobbed on out. Is there commitment behind this? No. Just one player on top of Silo. That's frozen. Everybody else back through lobby. They could have luck towards Zipex at ramp, who hasn't been having a great time. But it looks like they're setting up for a late top piece. Glaive, ladder noise may have been heard. Carrigan now lining up some utility. Has been able to get his crosser in the right place just before their smoke dropped. They have to respect that for now.
For like 5 seconds on the fade, he might swing the door open and use it as a guise to drop his own.
Dupree can re-smoke this.
Just as Carrigan pulled out his, he's forced to extend.
You must wait. And they will.
30 seconds. Pressing pause. Dupree makes a lot of noise on the exit.
I don't think there's a molly for his position, so they will just be flooding out through Hut and Squeaky. If the bomb drops vent, they will have an avenue towards lower.
Frozen could maybe get his molly. I don't know how good it's going to be. Yeah, he's throwing it. Rops is. Flashes are there. Magisk. Oh no, fully flashed on the rafters. This is great from Mouse. Dupree tucks in. He's hoping to punish that plant, and he will. At least try. Knocks Bemis off the plant, and now he's got the frag as well. Doesn't find the third adjustment. It is a 3v3. Mousesports making a lot with a little here. Rob's finding Dupree, shutting him down, keeps us in a level pegging. Oh, hi, Robs. Glaive reveals himself. What is that? Zipex Kratos trying to unload his mag. 8 seconds. They want to deny the plant, but Chris J's got it, and Rob punishes. Device, not another Deagle round. This time, he'd need a lot more than just the one. Oh, and he's taken off Robs' head. That was the hard part. It's only Chris dropping the AWP. Wants the shot, but he can't hit it, can't connect it. The Dutchman with 3 HP pulls a must-win out of the bag, and that's the first T round for Mouse.
And it's broken Astralis, so you can see why they wanted to get these buys, why they were really pushing the issue here. This is Mousesports' chance in map number 2. It's their chance to stay alive. Dupree did so much here. The fact he was able to dance around the top site and even make that situation interesting, that was something special. But Astralis, maybe too tricky for their own good. Could have played the post plant, could have let them get it down. Instead, they've just given up a key round here and have had to force buy back. So if they lose this, it'll be the eco in round number 23, and Mousesports will just be 1 round away from tying this up. Now they can continue with some confidence. They've kept it close, they've kept it competitive, and now they've broken through that wall.
Yeah, this was what they were waiting for. It's their turn. Glaive, you're so dead. He's going to have multiple swing on him. It is the 1-for-1. Device found a gap on credit card, and Frozen's shots aren't finding him either. So, bomb's going down lower. Bemis holding the guard. And that's a big duel to be winning. So Device no longer has that information. And Astralis limited. Magisk is the only one with info lower, and he doesn't have a smoke to jiggle and drop, so he'll have to opt for the fight instead. More T utility though, and there's no real commitment from Mouse. They can go towards that top site, and Zipex is aware of that. He's holding the slither gap to confirm main presence, and they do flood into warehouse. What a shot from Zipex.
Jesus.
The fact of he has 3 presented with rifles and he manages to pluck one out from the crowd is phenomenal.
This can fall out of Mousesports' hands now.
It can't afford to. It has to be the second consecutive round. They broke Astralis after all of that hard backbreaking labor. 5 rounds Astralis have started this CT side with, but breaking the force. Nice on the recovery. Rops was there to punish. He tried to pick up the AK, and now they have an advantage again. Dupree's Deeg, no slouch on it if he finds Robs. Oh, and he even finds Frozen. Now he hears the steps. He knows there's one towards the site, knows there's one towards main, and Dupree's Deagle is unstoppable. And that's another heartbreaker handed to Mouse on a silver platter. Dupree, you beast. Finding Frozen on that heaven.
Oh, If there was any question about Astralis and their individual ability,
Look at what they're
just watch
capable
this
of.
series.
Look at what they can do.
Just look at what Magus did on the CT pistol. Go back and watch Glaive, and you have your old boy Dupree on Dust 2, just
Oh,
ripping
what a
them apart.
turnaround, dude. I mean, Zipek's taking a peek on that yard control. Whoa.
That is nuts. Absolutely insane scenes here. And then they just swarm. They make sure Chris has no options. And what a round to win. It just felt like Mouse were getting back into the game. They were getting back into the groove.
Glaive's reaction was very similar to me when I, opened my dream Christmas present. And he just, he's just seen it. He's like, that's exactly what I wanted, Dad. Thank you. I can finally play GTA. Age 19.
All right, well, it looks like Rops has gone for one of his old tricks. We've seen this one plenty of times from Ropsy Boy. The nade, the smoke, and then the play with the opening kill. Dupree, you were the hero. Now you're dead. You're going to have to sit back and watch as your teammates try and claw this one together. Frozen's taken space and another scalp. Mousesports, they didn't give up after being rocked. It actually spurred them forward. They're more aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, look at the fact that they've got 2 low sight and the bomb still T-spawn. I mean, my God, this is just going to be frags. Everyone's winning their independent duels. It's Rops, though, with the double. He's got up to his usual antics around that squeaky vent.
This one might hurt Astralis a little bit more. Before, they were on the back foot, and then they pulled one out of their ass, and now they've been sat back down. So, okay. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. Let's hold up. It's a 2-on-4.
That's what I'm thinking.
The bomb is still in lobby.
Yeah, that's the issue. They'll go up top site.
There's no one home at the moment, so that is good for Mousesports fans around the globe.
I think Device and Zipex realized holding onto their rifles would be a dream. Bomb goes down and nobody's there to contest it.
All right, Mousesports won't trip over their own shoelaces here.
Phew.
And now Astralis will just hold on to this AK and M4. I'm not sure Device even has to move. Tucked on into warehouse. Zipex now all the way back in CT spawn, hiding behind the forklift, seeing if he can get anybody who wants to chase. But Mousesports, they can't risk that right now. They need to hold on to their guns, need to start to build a bit of a bank for this comeback because it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a hard one. It's not going to be easy by any means. I'm also curious to see what Astralis do because you heard me mentioning before, well, their money, it was in the bin. It wasn't looking good. They even forced. Now they're working with a little bit more cash. Glaive with 3.3, Vegas with 2.4. But it isn't enough to warrant a buy. It is enough to warrant a force. Of course, a force is just pushing your chips all into the middle of the table, buying whatever you can and giving it a crack. But again, if they go for that, it means that in future rounds, there should be, and should is the key word, be a freebie.
Yeah.
So they will opt in. We can see an investment, quite a heavy one.
All right, Astralis, you really do believe in the Desert Eagles. I mean, I saw what Dupree can do with his. See if he can repeat that. Rops previously has been punishing Zipex repeatedly. I'm intrigued to see if he wants to continue to apply that pressure. Yard, however, is a focus. And don't forget, there is a save rifle on 2 members of Astralis. So seeing what contributions they can make is going to be a big factor.
First chance.
Gets it. That's the aggression of Frozen completely cut down to size. And that's the bomb on Carrigan's head. He's going to want to be very cautious. Bemis has crossed over, though. So one slipping the net down towards Secret. Dupree really wants lobby. I don't think that's going to be a frag Rops has any issue finding. And there's more where that came from. Chris is holding the lobby push. This is working out wonderfully. Astralis tried to take some space, and well, Magis hits his Deagle shot and even takes an AK molly. That is an upgrade. Device gets away with murder by C. Oh my God! He's been spotted, fragged out on the move. Carrigan's Jiggle trying to bait the shots from Magis. They know Bemis was yard. Caught with a nade in his hand, still gets the shot regardless, finally knocked off. Okay, Zipex. He knows Chris J was holding the lobby. Bombs on Carrigan. Here's the pins being thrown out. The bomb's being planted.
Not again, Alex.
Right. Oh, it works well for the first. And now, to resolve the problem of Chris J, he hears the scope. Chris needs info.
Oh, look at Zipex. This could be masterful. If he just parks himself in lobby, Chris will come searching.
Chris has cleared lobby. This is actually going to work out well for the Dutchman now. A role reversal, if you will. He's got a good idea as to where he must be playing it from. Fake. Oh, he's holding it. Chris, 3, 2, No! That was a half a second in it. He tried it. Pros don't fake and all that. Chris J, though, he's too wise to the tricks. And Mousesports, they get a crucial 11th. It came right down to the 11th hour, though. Device started that off with a bang. That's the crucial frag, as was Rops's. And then Magis just got a little hard done by. So did Device. Crazy, crazy turn of events. You can see how close that one came. Whoo-wee.
A key to that round right there and why Device may have been caught off guard was because Rops was the man dealing with the lobby push. Once that frag filled the feed, they just thought that maybe a lot more had dropped down secret. That was the persistence towards lobby and info, and Glaive wants to continue on that side of the map. Rops will finish him off. He's even going to grab a second. They're forcing forward. They're finding frags, but they've been mopped on up. It's just Device to find any impact, and all in all, it'll be a clean one here as Mauser put 12 on the board. Scoreline now 13 to 12. Still in Astralis' favor. The guns will come out at this juncture.
I'm still not sure who's making a more convincing case.
This is a great game.
Yeah.
Lots of individual plays.
25 for Robs, 23 for Frozen.
Carrigan's even got 19.
Yeah. Not seeing any orgs out of Astralis. They haven't been leaning into that on the CT side as much as others. GG.bet favors Astralis by a large margin, but a good game. Did he get spotted? I don't think Carrigan fully committed to that, so tucked into secret early. That's a dream. And so is this positioning. Look at the crossfire they've gone for ramp. Device fires a shot, they swing, and then Zipex cleans them up. I mean, it sounds like a theoretical ramp lockdown. Zipex tested, and Chris J hits the shot. Oh dear, Chris gets tagged down to 2 HP. And Magis is going for the one and done. Gets the frag, and actually chooses not to drop just yet, using the vent for the tightest of lines. That's one way to claw a frag back, and if anything, it favors Astralis now, given the health of their AWPer. Mousesports working with a 2 HP Chris J, and Frozen's been found. It's not a fight Glaive needs to take, but he wants to. He's lost it. Frozen's so damn sharp today. 24 frags for him. As again, Mousesports tussle for control.
They need something big from Magisk and Debris here. Those two operating with the rifle. Device is almost going to be a one and done. He's tucked in. Frozen. Is he ready for this? No, he's not. Position for Magisk is now known. Still, the ramp lean. Molotov towards ladder base. That's going to give up the indication of at least where one is.
Device went down early. Look at this. If they go for a ramp play, he could not be in a better spot.
They don't even have a molly for his position. They have to shoot him.
Okay, so Device readies himself. And Chris wins the duel. Now we're talking. That's what Mouse were hoping for, and now the bomb needs to be stopped.
Oh,
and it can't be. Chris is having a round. Doesn't matter his HP, he just can't miss. Brought down from 3 to 2. He's got 3 frags as well. Every single contribution. Chris J's right there for them.
Oh, and Dupree's thinking better of this. He wanted to have a look in. He wanted to see if anybody was home, and now he's going to do very well to get away. Rops has noted his position. And now Sports, what a round.
Nice.
Huge impact from Chris. You haven't seen anything like it. On 2 HP, he's able to find 2 massive impact frags towards the lower side, and this has really put Astralis in trouble now. They're in hot water. Their money situation, it's not great. Could be a bit of a disaster for them. They might even have to concede the 14th while they take a bit of a save. Bomb goes off, 13-13. Lost bonus of 2,900. It's on the cusp. Astralis will have to save. And this is the shot, jumping across Device's line. Zipex unable to convert against a man who had his bloody knife out.
So I didn't know how he lost all his health. Now I've seen it. Zipex, he's been having a tough game on Nuke. Carrigan's individuals, the Mousesports squad, he's even got the clacker out.
It's been a few years since I've seen that one.
Carrigan motivational clacker. And we're into a reservation from Astralis. They're keeping it down to 2K. Keeping the M4 on Dupree, of course, saving it in that secret position. Now then. Yeah. It's a lot of presence in yard. Don't
think
the
right decision.
Don't think he's cut out for the task. God, he's really taking some liberties here as Glaive on the unarmored 5-7. Can't blame him. Oh, and Dupree puts a couple of shots.
Into Glaive.
Yeah, that'll keep him guessing.
Okay, that's a great start. BMS onto Device. Secret control. It's been noted. Mousesports would have to trip over their own shoelaces here.
I mean, yeah. Rops just waits and gets what he wants. That's the ramp player gone. Glaive being stared at by Carrigan. Good frag from Dupree. It's insufficient, though. Glaive would need 2 into the back of the heads there, and he hasn't even got 1. Oh, what a mess. Frozen's handled it. Magis does finish off the job, but finished off by Rops. So 27 frags for the young Estonian, and now Mousesports have the lead. It's been a while since I said that. It took them, what was that now? 5 in a row?
Quite the climb.
Yep. And they aren't stopping. They aren't showing signs of slowing.
You consider what they've had to battle through as well. All those early rounds in this half were close. Astralis were getting through by winning out clutch scenarios. And then the last time I remember Astralis really having any impact was that Dupree Deagle. At this point, they're on the back foot. Mousesports have been playing quite a comprehensive first half here. And there's a bit of pace behind it. Nades out towards main. Lots of pressure applied towards the top site. Yard control is on the docket for Astralis, and Glaive, he picks up 1 onto Carrigan, but he's going to know what executed is. They're putting pressure on ramp now.
Yeah, Devices hit such a crucial shot by taking down 1 prong of this ramp stack. Suddenly they're second-guessing it, dumping their util, making it very clear that that's where the lion's share of the remaining mice are. Astralis, not ones to give away an advantage. And it's a huge advantage that they've managed to find here in round 28, looking to equalize.
I think these 3 are probably the ones I want alive. Frozen and Rops, absolute monsters. Chris J with impact with the 80
Rops gets Zipex all the way on that box. I mean, he is going to.
God,
good grief.
He is a monster.
Zipex has just been outclassed by Rops this entire map.
He can't catch a break. Every single angle, any single duel, even the aggression it's being dealt with, and now they're going towards the lower site with only 1 man. Device, you were out-orped here by Chris J in the previous. You had the right position, you had the right place, you had the wrong reactions. Now you're smoked off.
Stick around. He chooses to. And they make it down the ramp. 30 seconds as they start their push for the lower site. Smoke will fade. Dupree has the door, and no one's visible. Does confirm as the bomb's going down. Rops is visible, and oh, Dupree, that's a big find. Making it all the more difficult for Frozen now as he's been spotted, I think, just before the flash pop. Dupree can molly him. Dark's about to get very hot. Frozen's forced out. Nearly lines him up. Chris, it's not a plan for you, but you've been having such a performance. You got anything more for me? Nades. And another. Trying to evade it. Oh, Chris J's just popping off. He needs 1 more and he takes it by force. Chris J will not go down, but with a whimper, Astralis are shut down by the Netherlands representative. That's crazy stuff. Can we see that again, please? Max is loading it up.
Oh, boy.
You got a timeout courtesy of Astralis. Let me see it again. Chris 1v4. This shot, this is the one that wins him the round. He's got nothing visible, a little reminiscent of his Mirage play. Holy moly, red beans and ravioli. Carrigan can't believe it. Timeout called, Astralis can't either. You said Chris J rarely has a bad series as a whole. He's come back after his missing performance on Dust 2. Rops truly cannot believe it.
And Rops was the key to getting that round started. He took down Zipex, procedural clear towards heaven, and teed Chris J up for that. They said, hey, mate, you're probably due one of these. And he's found his 20th. Chris J under 20 kills now. The 2 youngsters, they might even close in on 30. Rops could find it. That was insane stuff. Wow, Astralis, how do you get back into it now? You've just been blown out of the server. You're operating with very little. Couple of rifles, scout, and a shotgun, and maybe that's all they need. Back towards ramp. They've been having a lot of success here. Zipex hasn't been able to make it work with the rifles. He's going for a scout. He needs to hope he can contribute here because he's only found 13 kills and getting bullied. Nobody likes that. All right, Mouse. Poised to take us to that 3rd map. That 3rd map will be Inferno. There's a tag. So Rops, he's been put on notice. That smoke has left a very large gap, but at least no more information. Magus has found 1.
Wow. Carrigan caught. Rops tagged. It's adversity now for Mouse, and they're grouping up for this trophy push. Oh, no.
Okay.
Rops has actually taken down Zipex as well. He gets Glaive low in the process.
Did he even mean to kill Zipex?
I don't even know.
What the hell?
I think an accident. They lined up for him. And now, Mousesports have been given another gift by Rops.
Oh, look at Device. If they
Yeah.
cross secret, this could be nuts.
Does he have it?
He's in so tight.
He has got a real opportunity here, a golden opportunity, and the shotgun.
Oh
gets
my
them
God!
all. A massacre onto Mouse. After the heroics of Chris, Device steps up to the play, positioning, gives him the round, and Dupree confirms it. They're taking it in turns for the hero plays here.
There was no better weapon for the job.
It doesn't get better than that. An AK, you probably get resprayed. They adjust in time, but that shotgun just keeps chomping.
Oh my God, the back and forth of this game.
Boom, boom, oof. Okay, so Mousesports, though, Chris J put them on map point. They'll have to play again into the round 30. It could very well be overtime. Everyone's got everything.
Magus wants to give his
keeps
shot.
it. Yeah, he's going for the shotgun play. Where does he take it? Glaive looking to control early yard. Whoo-wee. Okay, folks, we go again. Device early to the secret position, this time with a better weapon for the job. We've got 3 in lobby from Mouse after early utility deployed outside. And then there's a whole lot more where that came from.
All right.
Glaive is a good eye line onto Frozen there, okay. Might try and nade him. Doesn't do too much at all.
Offensive smoke, so he's had to drop that to just get out of dodge and pressure again.
Yeah, they like his ramp. Feels vulnerable. Glaive's rotated in to provide some support, but Molotov does make it very difficult to provide any sort of support, and they've denied ramp completely. Magic's not falling into any traps. He's not going to give them that lobby aggression that they were perhaps banking on. This is incredibly tense. Every sound cue could be enough to take us into overtime or take us to a third. Here comes the push. Glaive's got one. Astralis making it awkward now, but in comes the frags. It's Frozen. Beamus. Glaive takes initiative, but so does Chris J. It's a 3v2 now. Danes on the back foot. Could Mousesports take Astralis' pick against them here in regulation? It looks good. Chris J getting the bomb down. Zipex closing in from lobby. Device sweeps in. Tetris from Rops. He'll take a cursory glance. It would require a flick of the wrist from Device. Chris J posted up and gets the frag. Looking good. Mousesports taking Astralis' pick against them unless Zipex can come up clutch. Often a clutch prefix. Not today. That's a full 30. Mousesports weather the storm of Astralis, and we're going to 3. Series keeps on delivering a very close one. Carrigan keeps the mojo flowing. Chris J, a clutch that we will never forget. Some incredible shots hit. And we'll be back to break it all down and get ready for a third.
Life is fun when you're a liar. I've come to make a name, ready for battle. Cause I got a game to claim. Think that I'll crumble. I'll show you your mistake.
It's a war of attrition. 1, Carrigan caught off, and 2 for Magisk. Nearly onto Bemis as well, but it's not done just yet. Bomb's loose. Dupree's working on the banana push. But look how passive they're playing there. They're not giving Bemis anything to move. And look what happens when you do. He's hit the goosh, wants to apply some pressure, and that's it. That's their exit strategy. They don't have the bomb, but they now know that the majority likely are on that B site. Rops will drop a weapon. 4 bullets. Zipex is a full 12. Now reloading the clip. God. Peeking into Mousesports aimers is scary stuff, and you can see why Rops manages to make it a 2v2 now. This was a 4 versus 2. And these boys, Bemis and Rops, more than capable, taps away at the head. They know where Magisk is. He hits it, and he knows the other's there, tagging him away. Oh, and Magisk just makes a pistol round statement with just the 1 HP to spare. He saves his team from a catastrophe at the hands of Rops.
Great stuff from Magus. He had huge impact on their nuke CT pistol and doing it again here on Inferno. That's a big one for Astralis. They almost lost that. There was very good fragging coming out from Bemis and Rops in tandem. It felt like they had done enough. There was only a few bullets left in reserve for Magus if he had to reload. I think it was 4 in total. So he wouldn't have had a lot to duel with if he had gone down and pinned down towards Dark. It would have been no easy feeders. Mal's going to bounce back immediately with a 4 spot. It's a Galil, a Scout, 2 Deagles, and a Tech 9. And Zipex, well, he's flooded down Banana. He's taken a lot of room.
I'm surprised they haven't gone for the deep smoke. It seems that they
went even deeper. T-stairs.
T-stairs?
Yeah, well, at least this means that if they wanted to flank, someone has to keep their eyes on Banana. The smoke, oof.
That'll be enough for Zipex, I think.
Yeah, maybe let's not pick that one again. That Galil is quite scary.
He's solo B right now. You really don't want to be dying on a jump peak.
Didn't he just push down with an MP9? They've traded weapons mid-round.
Good point.
Now onto an M4, left with a smoke.
That
excuse me?
is one way to entry. Frag it's with a Scout, no less. Magisk caught by Chris.
What the hell was that? It looked like a little flick.
Didn't get to see it from his POV. They are advancing B and they rotate from Glaive to join them.
Look how quick and early Zipex used his smoke. It didn't feel like he was under much pressure, but he's already dropped the top banana smoke. That's about to dissipate.
And they'll just start grouping up on the back of this. Feels like a B. Looks like a B, and 5 members of Mouse about to flood in. Zipex has an M4. He has to get good use out of this, has to get value, and has. Taking down the first 2. It was actually Glaive through the smoke that makes it even more awkward. They was isolated by the Molotov. And Zipex, this is exactly what they asked of you. Giving him the M4 has paid dividends. Now, device tagged by the Scout does want to get away and let the health of Zipex finish the job. Perfect. Triple kill from him. Glaive gets the double, and Astralis convert the second round force. So Mousesports will have to swallow their pride a little bit here. Might be a P250 or a Desert Eagle if you're feeling frisky. Rops is.
Okay, I want to go into this one thinking it'll be clean, but after the things I just saw on Nuke, maybe I should hold my breath. Let's wait and see as Astralis are able to keep this clean. They need to build a bit of a bank, and when you consider their CT side on Nuke, they were whittled down time and time again from Mouse. They made almost every single round close until they eventually broke the dam, and here they've kicked it off very well. Rops straight onto Magus. That's another opening. Magus has gone down early in the last 2. Hero of the pistol, the first to fall. Straight onto Frozen. He's yet to find a frag, and now Device is taking space.
Like that.
Still 2 towards Banana. Carrigan kept on notice there. They don't have any utility to work with. It's just bodies they'll be throwing. And they're betting out utility, and there's the bomb. So Device, with his aggressive play, has been able to take out Chris J. Left on his lonesome in alt mid. Bomb drops.
Didn't quite get the bounce off the smoke he was hoping. Carrigan just pushes into the hurt locker. Dupree peeking down middle. Bemis has used this nicely to recover the bomb without contact. Coming up from the underpass, but he is alone, and with a unarmored P250, one can assume.
Oh, he might get a timing here. Let's see if he wants to clear off towards the window room, because I don't know if Device has realized he's lost the bomb.
If he gets the plan.
He's going to get a plan out of this.
No way.
He actually is.
No way. Making as little noise as possible. Crossing into
heard
the
now.
Site. Yeah, it makes sense to pretty much try and wallbang it. I think he's got it.
Oh,
just in time. Bemis in a 1v4 no armor pistol. He's managed to get the bomb plant, and that's going to really fill the coffers for Mousesports. That's $800 each extra.
That might get under my skin a little bit as well if I'm on the Astralis defense, because you knew that you were operating with 4 players still alive, and he somehow found the gap, somehow slipped the net, and given his team a bunch more cash to be working with. Still well handled and clean. Clean in the sense they don't have to upgrade too many weapons here. Chris now just, I don't know if he's given us a glance or maybe the second monitor, but regardless, love to see some more magic moments out of him.
Yeah, as soon as it looked... I mean, next time I see Chris J in a clutch that's just never supposed to happen, I'll just make sure I call it. Because the man does like to bend the expectations of the masses. CT's doing something a bit different this time. You can see how late they are arriving to A.
I like this, though. It's Mousesports taking the space, knowing that there is a tendency for those 3-man banana leans. And look at the gap that they've found. This is fantastic. The smoke's about to clear. Dupree might get a rude shock.
What a shot from Device. Dupree wins his duel as well. And that's 2 early casualties now for Mouse to overcome. Dupree's pushing in. They want to take that long control back. They want to peak brackets from long, and it's perfect. Frozen won't be caught. And Carrigan's starting his advances. There's a gap, and he's found it. Look at that frag. Glaive goes down. Zipex has to stop that plant, but Carrigan's working on the flank fast, and Zipex not had the greatest of series. So far, so good, though. Needs to take a lot of damage. Does inflict some to Bemis. It's not enough. Carrigan's so flashed, though. He's practically a dead man walking. Now, just a dead man dying. 2 on 3. Astralis have the numbers, but the bomb is ticking. Mousesports in pursuit of their first round. Magisk from CT.
Look at all the smokes.
Yeah, they're going to push it. They got a flash. They're going to boost. I kind of hate it. Magic's not going to be ready for this, though. There should be a trade, and they know exactly where Bemis is now. That's the issue. He had to get up there with help. It has to be Paul. A flash evaded. Device caught by it. Oh, he could win this. Bemis caught by Device, and they've got to defuse in time. Dupree on it. Mousesports, that was one of their best bets so far. And it's come up. Device 4K retake.
I like the fact that Mousesports did a lot of their action there unannounced, but it meant that they had a lot of utility as they were getting taken down. Unfortunately for them, not able to use the smoke gimmicks to their favor, and Device with 4 in the round.
We do need to acknowledge that that was a 3 versus 5, though, and it came down to the nitty-gritty again. Bailed out by the retake of Device and his fragging prowess, but that was a well overcome from Mousesports. They managed to catch those picks, that contact walk in. I think Zipex just taking the jiggles on Coffin, didn't catch the slip of the net of Carrigan.
This could be a classic Mousesports set piece. Lots through second middle.
Device hit a great banger on Rops in Apps, by the way, to start that round off. Good nade.
Great nade. I thought they might be setting up for something very early here, Mousesports. They were the ones who came up with that fast ult mid execute where they just really drive it home onto A, but up they go. Smoke up middle. Device smoked off. Quad very fast. Magus, he's got to do some damage. More nades coming in. Into the site goes Bemis, and he's looking for a frag. He's found Dupree. They found some space. Astralis are held at bay. They have to play around the smokes. Magus is still alive in the pit right now.
That's Dupree up to, Device up to. He's just on the Vespa. Finally gets knocked off it. Ooh, a bonus. Magisk gets to keep hold of his smoke, and Zipex has actually burned one down. Bemis does not manage to save himself. Christo, with just 17 HP, jumps into the flames. That's a double kill on the Zipex molly. You rarely see something get so much value. Can he finish the job, though? He's just walking up through the smoke. There's a wide swing, can't hold, and now Mousesports find their first. It's a product of a lot of team effort. Almost everyone getting a kill there. Contributions from Chris, twofold.
That was still quite quick. It wasn't spawn-based. It wasn't completely on the fly, but they've dropped similar smokes. Smoke towards the pit position. That helped Magus get bait. Smoke over towards the mini pit so that the wrap is difficult.
You saw how powerful, by having Graveyard presence from Device, it meant that that molly had so much value on Zipex. They couldn't just run out of the site and play Graveyard Pit.
An almost round there for Astralis, I guess, but they've been caught off guard by the pace here of Mouse, and let's see if it slows down or if it continues forward. Deep smoke towards Banana. I think that one's just missed. Maybe even a gap as Device has found Carrigan. A good entry.
They're going a bit faster up mid now. Bemis is making good ground.
Heavy rotation from Astralis coming too.
Ooh, Magisk a bit indecisive, and it could cost him. They're pushing everything. He's going to find Dupree on short, and it is frags favoring Astralis. Only Frozen and Rops remaining, and caught on the wallbang. Magisk has done great work, great value out of his position there. He tags up Frozen. Unconfirmed damage. Astralis have kept the pace change completely under lock and key, and it is going to be another clean round from Astralis. 4 bodies left standing. They might grab a couple of AKs if they can reach. Can't in time.
So you might be questioning on why they just kind of ran in that way. Why they just went, oh, let's get over to A as quick as we can. Well, it's because of this kill right here. Device traditionally an A holder. When you see him over towards B, it's pretty clear that they're doing a 3-man B lean. So that rotation straight up towards A was to punish the timing of Astralis, but they held strong. And we've got a couple of fans on the fan cams here enjoying what they're seeing. Mousesports might have to slow it down and try and play out some more isolated duels, see if they can use ROPS in the same way they did on Nuke, just peppering towards ramp, really harassing a key area of the map with his mechanical ability and procedural clears. There we go. We've seen someone not flub the jump there, Alex. There's been a couple of times that teams have been falling off on that balcony dive, giving away a couple of sound cues. Smokes to work with again, AKs and Deagles. So this one still could be a very dangerous round for Astralis, especially with ROPS being one of those AK-47s. Another smoke towards Halls. That will hold him back. Mousesports are throwing out a couple of their own now. Triple smoke onto the balcony. Looks like we're about to get this one underway. Yep,
it's a full 5-man commitment into 4. And Rob's using that smoke. He's throwing it so precisely. He has the one-way Zipex. That damage, that destruction, that's against 2 of the better weapons. Robs is still holding out hope for a device frag, and with one click of his mouse, he finds it. Short-lived celebrations. It seems Dupree plans to win the round right there. Just a double on the remaining brackets control that Mousesports were holding on to, and a 6th round on the board for Astralis. Just 7 rounds in. CT side getting off to a flying start, starting to nurture a bit of a bank account as well. That was great from Zipex. Nearly got all 3.
All right, looks like Dupree's getting fired up. Trying to get smiles on the faces.
Landmine set back. Nice!
Oh, Magisk has opted in just with an MP9 here and no utility. He might have been expecting a low buy. Regardless, he's barreling down middle.
And Carrigan's been caught with nades in his hands.
That's a yikes from me.
That's a punish. That hurts. And he's even perhaps got the AK upgrade. He's going to run through the flames and disappear up Banana. That's a loss. Oh, God. A must be wide open, right? You've just seen Magisk charge down middle. Robs has just killed your A defender. Dupree, Zipex, Glaive, Magisk. Everyone's a bit paranoid. Dropping the incendiary and tucking into pit. Dupree gives them time to fill their lungs with some air. Less stressful now. There isn't the immediate punish to the death of Device. Same smoke worked well. Astralis have cooled this. Glaive jumping for info, nothing. Banana still. They throw a smoke on a smoke, and Rops one-waying. Not this time. Dupree punishes it perfectly, and oh my God, he's got another. A deliberate MP9 finds a double kill in the round, and coming back to B is Frozen. Glaive's been given the forewarning. He jumped over the AK. And Glaive, careful, bro. Yeah, very careful. Oh, Frozen's got a chance here. It's minimal. He's burning. 9 HP, and a Glock headshot gets him a chance. He's got enough time to get the bomb down here. That's something. Glaive's going to be kicking himself. He just didn't expect the charge so fast. Is there anything left for Frozen to contribute? He's missed his molly, means Dupree can push in. And Dupree hitting another headshot. Double kill for him in the round, but 7 for Astralis. Mousesports looking a little absent. The opening stages of our 3rd map here. Great stuff from Dupree and Magisk. The fact he charges down it. Let's see Carrigan's death, because that's a death puncher right there.
Yeah, you're not happy with that whatsoever. And him getting away is even worse. It's like, well, he ran all the way down mid, he killed me, and no one was even available to trade. I cannot believe that kill. Yeah, right there. I'm just taking a look right now back at the series in Pro League where Mousesports picked up Inferno 16-6. They started on the CT side, Alex, and they won 14-1 on their CT half. So wait and see when they swap on over. We might have to start calling it if Astralis get 11 or 12 rounds, but if Mouse are able to get 5, they might be happy with that, knowing just how much of a haul they put in back in October, I believe it was. This one's slowed down, looking more like a default spread. Utility towards top Banana.
Device is about to get pressured, though, and I think he's thought better of it. Astralis very mobile on the CT side. They're always trying to hedge their bets in favor of the Mousesports commitment, as you would expect, but doing such a great job of it. Now, Magisk to be tested. Good nade. Softens him up. This is the retake of Banana, and there's nobody pushed up. Nade does great damage onto... Oh, God, the partnership. It was Xipex's nade, and it's Xipex's bullets that finished the job. Does Device fancy himself a little wall bang? Just do it.
There's only 45 seconds left, and there's 2 towards Banana, and now 2 coming back from second mid. They need to clear this, and they can't.
Device just gets one and disappears, evaporates.
It's perfect. You take a shot, you fall back, you take another line. You force them to continue to work.
Just with one less man. Okay. So with 20 seconds, they have to be coming. Xipex knows all he needs to do is just slow them down, and unloading his magazine in the flash. Device does catch one. Late arrival from Banana. There's Rops to come as well. Oh, good shot. Rops delivers space and a chance. 2 versus 4. The nade damage is so great. He managed to avoid spraying down Frozen's 1 HP remaining. So the 2 of them, the highest fraggers from the squad on Nuke, looking to clutch up against all odds. And Glaive's been brought down to 5. It's not low enough. Frozen does have an AWP, but it doesn't get him far enough. Rops needs to clutch. Glaive's low. And he can't hit the shot. Great stuff. They've got time. Astralis will make an 8th.
Good damage there from Rops. Good attempt as well. Even picking up the AWP to give to Device again, so not having to expend too much on the repurchases of Astralis, but Mousesports will be taking their first timeout just to discuss their options. So we've seen early pace out of them when they try and snowball onto that A bomb site within the early stages. They've been able to get ground, they've been able to make it messy, but it hasn't paid off. Dividends so far, just the one for Mousesports to discuss what the bloody hell's going wrong and what can we make go right. Their purchases, not fantastic, as you can see here. Haven't been getting a lot of kills. Carrigan with 1, 3 apiece for Bemis and Chris J, 5 for Frozen and 10 for Rops. This is much more familiar as what we were seeing on Dust 2 to kick this series off.
How successful Mouse have been in those bomb plans, though. I mean, admittedly, a couple of them were the Frozen or rather Bemis 1v4 one, yeah, sure.
Still, it's helped them get a bit more cash and stay threatening.
Yeah, well, the threat, unfortunately, has been rather lopsided. It's Rops who's definitely been capable of making things a little awkward for Astralis. Device is going for something a bit aggressive here. He might even go for a second mid look. Decides he wants to hold his ground. There is a timer on this. The second mid charge coming in from Frozen and Chris, and that'll be enough for Device to back away. Drops his incendiary as they even jumped across to make sure that AWP wasn't going to hit his shot. Hello, Chris.
Okay. Very quick up into middle. He's going for one of these smoke gimmicks like they tried on the first gun round. Second smoke means he doesn't want to hang around for another 20 seconds.
Easy, Devi. Frozen's peeked into him, and not bad from Frozen to have such a tight line against the AWP. He brings him down to 27. It is just not enough, though. Needed to be the kill. Chris J's working on the flank. Device can hear him. He's just hoping that this is enough.
Freeze called off guard.
Yeah, he can handle this. Gets the first. Carrigan, though, has been spotted. That's the bomb on his back. Bemis and Rops are working Banana. Device and Magisk have to stay on A. This is a round that Carrigan can really play with here. They're going back to A. And Xipex through CT spawn practically confirms it. Magisk digs into pit. Bemis and Rops walking on up. Device is low, but he's AWPing on a site, and that'll be very hard to deal with. Unless Carrigan's got a smoke for pit. Magisk might not be able to contribute so much anymore. Crossfire established. They're coming up short. Device doesn't miss. Magisk reveals, and the crossfire is just perfect. Rops hits a banger. It's finished off nicely. So, triple kill from Device on that site. Can't come near him. It was Frozen that brought him so low, and that could very well have been the difference maker, but timeout time, and I don't blame him. This is a map that Mousesports have had some great success. You said a 5-map spree from Mousesports on Inferno.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
4 or 5,
yeah, very, very close. But regardless, it's been big wins. They've been able to take down big. Last night in a 16-4, they were looking very, very good in that performance there. That was the third and decider as well. And I don't know if they're out of options just yet, but a lot of their plays, a lot of their moves just haven't been working. They've been losing a lot of these opening duels. And that is really not going to sit well. When they have the max loss bonus currently, it means it's probably a partial buy, but this is round 11. Astralis have a chance to get double digits here. They've kept the money kind of honest. So take a look at Astralis. They haven't built a huge bank. It's the The top end's 48.50. And the bottom end is Magus down to 650. So it's just going to take a round or two for Mousesports. If they're able to keep this one competitive, get another plant, make sure that this bank can't be built from Astralis, then they could be on for 5. They still could walk away with 5 rounds in this game. Oh, great shot. Using the smoke device, takes out Bemis, and now the execute will be set up onto A. Going back over towards Banana was Carrigan. He just wanted to pick up whatever nade was off of his corpse. Throws out one to keep device at bay. It's a 4-man A-lean right here.
Okay, look at Magisk and Rob standoff. This is going to feel weird. As it fades, Magisk is going to have to adjust. Oh, or is he? Throws his smoke into the toes of Rops. They're coming up short. And that works wonderfully. Magisk cannot ask for more. He just transfers. He knows there was a cheeky Rops hiding in the hidey hole. Smoke buying him just enough time to hold his line for the short push. Great stuff from Magisk, great stuff from Astralis. Mousesports are looking a little bit lost, and of course, it's not the first time I've said that. They managed to bring that nuke game home after a similar dominant start from Astralis, but it would need to see, as Chad highlighted, into the final 4 rounds of play. Needs to be Mousesports, needs to be the 10-5 half. Cannot afford to give Astralis such a clean room to maneuver into their attack. That's very nice. So Carrigan's taken not a single lick of damage. Already taking up a lot. Oh, I spoke way too soon. Nades, Molotovs arrive and deter. The smoke on the half wall meant he couldn't have support. He had to respect it. Backs away. More nade damage onto Bemis this time.
Look how much utility Astralis have had to drop, though, just to deal with that. Glaive and Zipex now just operating with a smoke each and 1 flash. So the mollies, the nades, they've all been thrown out because there were so much pressure. Unable to get that banana control they were hoping for. And that's information for Mousesports at least. Sure, 2 players are operating with very little HP.
It's the first misread I've seen from Astralis.
Yeah, they've gamble stacked B. Top mid's taken now. Magus playing another naughty little line through the balcony towards Boiler. We could have a multi-spray down as Chris is trying to line up his smoke. He will get it off. That puts mid to B in question, but there's going to be a huge gap. He's flubbed it.
Yeah. And now Chris burning. There's 2 mollies there. Device sits the shot. Suddenly, again, Astralis have taken the early lead. Is he really peeking into that? That was crazy stuff. Carrigan already walked up, but a double from Magisk materializes. He's under a lot of pressure, even nading himself in that. But Frozen and Rops, things getting awkward for them, and Magisk makes it even more so. Catches another.
Where the bomb is now.
Yeah.
How does Frozen win this?
There's no way in for him. Here's the reload. No, Magisk has got himself a fresh mag. Could get the graveyard angle, certainly. That's the first. Glaive and Zipex coming up from middle. Frozen has 10 seconds, so the bomb plant is actually faked out. He wanted a frag, and he does get it onto Dupree just as the final frag comes in.
The plant actually would have been better. He might not have been able to get it down. They might have run him down anyway, but if he was able to get that, there would be enough money for them to operate with a better buy. Now it's just going to be another half purchase or Galil's in lieu of AK-47s. And you can see here, as soon as he tapped that, they were on him. So regardless of what he went for there, it wasn't looking good for Mousesports. And I think they're the face of Chris Shea. It's not the one we saw after he hit that absolute banger of a clutch on Nuke. This is so much more like Dust 2. The middle map, potentially a bit of an anomaly here in the series, is unless Mousesports are able to have a massive CT haul like they did last time, a 14-1 CT side on Inferno last time these 2 teams met on Inferno. Just feels unlikely at this stage. Another half investment from Mousesports as we do hear the tactical timeout music playing. Scout for Robs, a couple of Deagles, Tech 9, the standard kit and caboodle. And Astralis, they'll be buying on in with all the goodies. Device might want to take a pick here with the AWP. Sees Rops towards T-Stairs, thinks better of it. And he'll just scope up towards the end of halls. Mousesports look like they want to head for a bit of a B piece. Dave towards top banana. Throws out his utility in exchange. And a smoke from Mouse now. That's going to allow them to at least corral their forces behind it and take control of half of banana. Off of this, they have 2 options. They can either set up the smoke and go from behind this and be very, very quick about it, hoping to catch players off guard towards sandbags, wait this out, clear the top, and execute into Astralis, who are so good at holding onto their nades. And look at this. We're a minute into this round. They have all 5 HEs. They're still rocking 4 Molotovs. There's a bunch of smokes. They have everything to defend against this. It's perfect from Astralis.
Yeah, they just held on to all of the goodies. Now it's time to drop them. Oh, Dupree's taking a couple of risks on the flashbang there, but the nade looks good. And oh my God, look at the health bars. They're just rotting. The remaining members of Mouse. They could swing into Zipex. Dupree keeps his partner in crime safe, though. Ooh, maybe the pusher up to a tree will catch off Magisk. Device is just going to tuck into that T-ramp, and that's perfect timing. Here's the pin pull. Bemis only gets the one, though. And now trapped in. Frozen. Likely to peek into Device, and doesn't hit the one deep necessary. Gets a bit messy. Able to strafe and move a little bit more erratically with a 5-7, and it does make it hard for Frozen to hit that shot. So 12 is already found by Astralis. It seems that losing Nuke has incited some rage.
I'm surprised that Mousesports were able to get so much room here, considering all that utility I was talking about, but potentially just the pacing catching them off guard. That's the sweat being wiped off the brow. They managed to put the 12th on the board, and as we move forward into this, maybe Mouse just need to continue with the pace, continue with the in-your-face counter-strike as Chris J. He steps up to the plate, Device on the other side, and well, Device hits him for 6. He's going to get traded. Carrigan's fantastic to take that room, take that space, and now over towards A they go, knowing only 2 defenders are there, they can have a 2-on-4.
2-3, solid start. Making things awkward for Rops, and oh wow, more than awkward. He's actually going to nearly tag out Bemis, down to 61 on the bomb retrieval. Carrigan working on his apps push and low. Okay, kind of hinging here on Carrigan and his pre-aim onto Magisk's spike position. Oh, he's revealed it just as the smoke fades. Magisk has been playing balcony actively many of these rounds, so you can't blame him. Bemis, all too aware of the potential for a flank. Carrigan too.
Oh, Glaive punishing them here.
So quick.
Look at this.
How did he clock that?
See you later.
Immediately saw them falling back and just sweeps into middle for a free double frag, AK upgrade, dream package deal. Last round of this first half, and it's practically over. Astralis have just managed to find 13. Just after Mousesports doing something similar to Big Clan.
It's a real shame to see this one simmer out, especially after how high Nuke took us. That was an absolute banger of a performance. A great game. Lots of individuals stepping up, but opening kills have been a problem here for Mousesports in this first half. Device has been destroying them. And look at this. Look at this. He's got the Dak, the Doom Hammer, the Auto Sniper. Call it whatever you want. I think if they go outside, they are going to feel its wrath. Oh, Carrigan, you don't know what you're in for, mate. You don't know what you're in for. Look at it go. The damage.
Oh. Device onto Carrigan with the Dak. It's a sign of the times. He's got the incendiary. Magic's going to be calling for assistance. A flash is good. Will likely want to peek off of that, but Molotov's going to force his hand out. Their setup is so strong. And this time, Rops wins his duel. Bemis into the side, Device ducks, but Bemis hits the necessary headshot finally. Looks like Mouser got this one, but Dupree with a dunk. Oh, and he's taken another. It's not great. They suddenly lose all of that 3v3, falling to Chris J once again. Now, not the AWP. We know what he's capable with that, but this one just a little bit more nippy. Maybe he's got time. 45 seconds to maneuver around. Zipex is the B player, so he's got a pretty safe assumption as one arch or library side. Bombs on short, and that's knowledge in Dupree's pocket. Would he have time to run B?
He would do.
He's left the AK that was just there, so he's opted to keep the scout.
He's given it a shot. This will be heard. Will it be bitten on, though? Zipex is going to rotate over. He will beat him there.
And Zipex even has an incendiary, dude.
Sorry, Chris. You're going to have to run through this, mate.
And Zipex isn't holding it, so he's actually given him the plant. Unless he pushes fast. He is so quick. A nice pace from a Zipex there. It doesn't quite deny the plant. Chris is happy to at least... I don't know. What am I talking about? It's the last round of play. I was trying to find some sort of silver lining. It's 14, folks. 14-1. Inferno is all Astralis.
my mind, trying to find a story to believe. And I've been getting sick of how I'm spending all my time, searching for a way to find relief. And I can stay inside, go to sleep, but I feel like I need to let go. And I can spin a web of any story that I like, but tonight I wanna make a masterpiece. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass and filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar. I'm just trying to learn from all the things that I've been told. I'm gonna paint a new reality. It doesn't take a lot to turn a person into gold. Yeah, I've been getting good at alchemy. And you can stay inside in the dark, but without it, you never let go. And when you're done with hiding and you wanna have control, you and I can find a perfect fantasy. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass that filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar.
Chad,
Alex.
comebacks.
Yeah,
We've seen some crazy ones in our time.
a fair few.
It's not happening, is it?
Nah,
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I can warm up the car now. You want to do the rest of the show on your own?
No, I'm Gucci, man. I've got a sneaking suspicion that Astralis might get us out of here quick.
I might throw a little bit of a stat line at you here. Device was flawless in opening duels. Now, he wasn't involved in one or two.
And Glaive has been
bomb.
spotted.
That's
That
not the
wasn't the bomb, but that is the util. He wants to try and drop his smoke as fast as he can towards library side.
Oh.
Lurk smoke Balk as well. Mousesports, you're in all the right places. Molly forces Rops into the corner.
Oh, no.
And the flash.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
it's such a good flash. It's not the double they needed because Chris J's just taken over. What was that? His flashbang and his fragging has given them the second round. Bemis just confirms the formality of it all, but I want to see that one again, please.
Yeah, where was Chris getting those kills from? I was all focused on that pit duel. Zipex must have had a kill completely blind
Flash,
there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like it looked great. I think they actually flashed that mini pit hidey hole. They had two members there.
Here he is. Oh, simple as you like. Not, oh.
Simple as you like, says Chadney.
Well, when they're not looking at you and falling out of the sky, Alex, they're always the easiest ones,
Yeah, you'd have
right?
clicked your finger right then
that
as well.
quick, definitely that quick.
100%, man. I have no doubt.
You should have seen me in that 1-on-4 one. I would have made it even quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Carrigan's not had a great game as we take a look at his stats, but I mean, that's just redundant at that point.
All right, well, let's consider the fact that Astralis are giving them a third round just by going for these Glocks. They want to bring the AKs out in round number 18.
Well, they've potentially overcooked the pot here, Chad. Are you ready for some actual analysis from me?
Here we go.
It's a question, so
Okay.
it's not real analysis. I'm asking you a question, but have they perhaps overdone it on the SMGs, especially because of Astralis' choice to go eco? They've kind of outplayed them by losing this round.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple of options. Once Mousesports realize what type of buy they were up against, they need to identify how they want to approach that gun round. Now, with the SMGs, you could use it in
So you can't really bonus when Astralis have 14 already.
Yeah, it doesn't, obviously it doesn't work in the same facet, but if they have a set piece in mind, or the way that they're able to at least go into the round with some confidence, we could be talking a 4-man banana control with the SMGs. We could be talking up close and personal towards the boiler room window or even towards halls. You could do a 4-man stack close mid, but it will have to be a gamble. You're right. There's no way that they're going to be operating with full rifles. I don't think they'll be upgrading into those.
Dupree's got the bomb, and he's making noise. Look how much restraint they're showing. Finally, the bomb's been spotted. Carrigan says, the bomb's alone top mid. And oh, we found the banana players. They're charging towards me.
They need to die.
Yeah, that's what they're working on, but they've actually managed to kill.
No, there's only 20 seconds. They need to die, and they need to die quick.
Oh, shoot. You've just made a very solid point here.
Don't shoot him.
Running
Don't
away.
shoot him. Don't shoot him.
Oh, no.
Honestly, just run away. Run as far as you can.
I've never seen it. Carrigan's made the call.
Hide.
They can't even plan.
Run.
Okay, Zifex does well to die, but now they're pegging it, and Astralis are about to screw the pooch themselves. He's just desperately, kill me. Kill me. And Magisk, he gets the bomb down. He might even take one with him, but yeah. He's the only one to be punished at the end of that. That is hilarious. I haven't seen that in Counter-Strike before. Seeing CTs charging away from an eco. Oh, wow, that's hilarious. I mean, that's even putting a smile on Mousesports' face.
Well, Megas guy, he's only down
He
to
did so well. Astralis did so well at actually dying there. I can't believe that's my analysis. This is what I was talking about. Now, the conversation prior to that comedy show was that the bonus SMGs, though you invested heavily, will likely have to be kept. So, Astralis, they've got an advantage here. He's up Frozen. Oh, Frozen takes that fight. That was brave, and they've baited him into the fight. Now Magisk wants to punish. Oh, trying to stop the retrieval. Magisk is the one that deserves it. He's recovered it. Makes it from his fallen comrade, but an early frag is exactly what this bonus round would have needed. And Frozen once more, he's not quite done. Even his speculative shots are doing good damage. Look at the health bars. Astralis being stretched thin.
This one's going to taper on out for a moment, and imagine the bonus round from Mousesports getting upgraded with 5 AK-47s. That would be one way to start a comeback. If they can keep this one clean, they can really punish Astralis here, who with the 50 seconds left on the clock have 2 men hemorrhaged. The walking wounded, Glaive and Magisk over towards Archside leads Glaive. Dupree's with him. Dupree's found the head of Chris, so they've leveled things up. There is a chance for them to swarm over towards the A-bomb side. The arch smoke is an indication that at least they're having a look in. And Glaive's trying to wrap.
That smoke's going to deny Glaive a lot of info, and you don't want to be grey screen walking through. It does feel like that's the cruel reality of it all. Bemis confirms he was looking that way. 20 seconds. They're going to have to disrespect that molly. Yeah, Dupree's just lost half of his health on the push, but it doesn't stop him getting the frag. Astralis get 2 into the A site. And despite the early damage being inflicted, they're all sitting there on half health, but the bomb goes down all the same. And it's not a retake you can win with MP9s. This is a reluctant acceptance of their fate here.
They couldn't even get an AK from Device because Megas picked that up due to the fact that he didn't get a loss bonus. So somehow it worked out for Astralis as it looks like they'll keep 4 alive. If you're Carrigan and you're Frozen, you might want to stay up close and personal just to make sure that a few of them do go down with the bomb here, make them have to reinvest. I know it won't matter that you're up against the 15th, but if they go in with any emissions within their buy, that might be the difference between winning or losing a round. There's some damage from Carrigan. How much more can he get? Continuing forward, good for the stats, but eventually taken out by Glaive. Bomb goes off.
It was planted different. Okay, I thought it was a default plan. That would have hurt. Astralis 15, Mousesports 3 is the story of Inferno. Right back on the horse after such an intense nuke. I thought we were destined for a third map to remember. I'm sure Astralis will. Mousesports going to want to forget it. Looking to finish off the night. Closing in on 10 p.m. Astralis 1 round away, and they have got plenty to play with. Any sort of toys they can possibly muster, the CTs drag themselves to the site.
Good luck, Mouse.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see.
Chris is about to pick too. Well, down to 15. The round just got harder. The difficulty level turned up now.
Yeah, it's on 11. And Bemis is in a position to get, well, I was going to say, a frag. He's actually been Molotoved off before that could even manifest. And now Glaive continues to deny Bracket's control single-handedly. Magic's doing the same over at Banana. You've got a passive Mousesports, and I'm sure you're not surprised to find that out.
They've done this with ease here, Astralis.
They've got everything they need.
The bomb is at T stairs, but there's plenty of time on the clock, and they have enough utility to go for whatever execute they please. Device now tucked in, heal rotations through the speedway, and the indications from Astralis is we're heading A. Smoke towards pit. They continue forward. A minute on the clock at this juncture, and still no clear indication where they want to finish. We saw some mad rounds with Ents versus Astralis, where they were back and forth as you like.
That's right. Doto nearly with the crazy 1v4. Magisk is going to grab himself the bomb. So, is it B? One would assume. Magisk is actually joining the pack at A, so they're just going to park Device on this B site. And like you can see, he's got a Molotov and a smoke, so he's going to start throwing that stuff out. He's even got a lineup, has he? Yeah, love to see it. Frozen's going to be forced off that one. Oh, it's not quite as good as it should have been, but it is enough to certainly show the presence. Karrigan hasn't moved. And so the A hits coming in and the CTs are in the right place. This time, however, Karrigan's gone down early. Rock's playing anti-flash. He's holding the line perfectly, looking for the rifle upgrade. That's the frags they wanted to avoid, though. Dupree and Glaive will be seeing the bomb down in the last few seconds to spare. I think 4 on the clock as that one is extended. Device jiggled out by Frozen, and now, oof, lovely. They've started off this 2v3 with the necessary first, but all it takes is Glaive, and this is done. Astralis, that's dominance. That's huge. A 16-3 thrashing puts Astralis in the upper bracket playoffs. Comfortable. Mousesports going to have to keep this one up, going to have to show us more of that nuke as they battle Bond in the lower bracket.